Welcome to Minnesota's first locals. I'm here with me and Jamaid, and
Hey, hey.
we are doing these locals every Monday, starting this week, and in the future we'll probably do on Sunday. But this is the first Minnesota locals that we are doing, um, and we're going to be streaming our 16-man tournament. This is post Banlist, so Whitebeard is limited, as well as Marco, and as well as Radical Beam. And of course, the usual ban of Whitebeard uh, Pirates, the stage event, and Kabaji. I am here with my co host, Jamaid. Would you like to say something?
Hey, I'm just really excited to see this tournament start. With it being the first tournament that we're seeing with the ban list, I can't wait to see kind of where Red stands. I have my own opinions about the meta and everything, but I'm just really excited to see how everything performs.
Yeah, for sure, for sure, for sure. Um,
But did we start the timer for the players? Are they starting the tournament?
yeah, yep.
Okay, perfect.
We have started for sure. They have drawn the Dons. Uh, First, we have a Don 1 pudding. I wasn't really sure what that person had, but
Me neither, me neither. But we're seeing two Don on the law side here too, and then we're seeing a Nami. Nami into Chopper. With Chopper, with the defense like package getting hit in the meta, do you think that Chopper's going to see a lot more play in the just
yeah,
general meta for Red?
yeah, for sure. I mean, always just having a blocker that is just one Don, and then you can just
hmm
bounce anything back and play out another blocker is just crazy, and especially. Um,
We're seeing a 5K poke here, so he must have something that costs 3 in his hand that he wants to play down this turn. So it's probably a Paraspero, if I had to guess.
I would assume so. Usually, the law player wants to take like the first few hits, anyways. So,
hmm Grow that hand size.
ooh,
Yeah, that
okay.
looks like it's a Paraspero coming down, so that's pretty cool.
Yep. The altar too. Fancy.
hmm Super fancy. I almost couldn't tell what it was at first because I was wondering what the art was, but yeah, that's the alt art for sure. Seeing a 5K swing at leader, I think, yeah, as the yellow player, you 100% take this.
Yeah, hopefully it's like a trigger, like a cracker, parasparrow, or like a
hmm
thunderbolt. That's always take. Oh, Brook. I've seen a lot
Brooke
of.
coming down. Okay.
I've seen
To
a.
bring down Nico Robin.
I've seen a lot of lists lately play Brook, and I kind of like it because first it's like a green. It's a straw hat. You can search off Nami, and there's not many good Nami targets. So
hmm
definitely spicy for sure.
For sure. Also, it sets his board up so nicely. Going into his, what is it going to be, his 7 down turn? He's going to be able to just like go super wide. He's going to play one more character, and then his leaders affect his live. So even though Katakuri has kind of the offensive edge here, it does look like Allah is going to be ramping up going into the late game. So
So Cat just doing their usual swing. Law probably just
5K.
taking everything because they can be at zero health, but they'll still win by having like five blockers out. So
hmm
another
And we know
Parasparrow.
that. Oh, that'd be nice.
Oh, and
Is
the
that Sunday?
I think that's the blocker. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Haven't seen that a lot, but that's an interesting idea considering. I mean, it's not that popular considering Marcos are out there as well as Vistas and whatnot, but
hmm
maybe this and also there's a Nico Robin, but maybe they want them to swing so that they can swing
No,
at the Nico Robin. So we'll see what
that's
happens.
so true. So we see a 6K swing. It looks like he's on 6 on that 7, so that was my bad. But
Yeah,
6K at leader.
and he's popping the blocker, of course.
Yep.
See what the player one does. A 2K
And we get a
Sanji
counter.
counter. Yep. All right.
This is the part of the game where Tusa really has the chance to put some good aggression on, and then it's just going to continue to grow as the game goes through because he's just going to keep taking hits from life. So his late game defense is going to be crazy.
For sure.
Yeah, and we're draining hand right now, which is nice. Even though there's a deficit in life, I think that it's going to circle back to be just like a deficit in card advantage. But we'll see.
All right.
Yep, force
6K.
him to take the life.
Mm-hmm. And I do like this move of not hitting the Parasparrow because it becomes a blocker and then it also gets him a unit back a card from deck. So I do like this idea of not killing the sparrow, even though
I
you have
totally
one
agree.
card.
You can just deal with it, right? It's one attack per turn. You have the defensive capabilities that you can ignore it, and he's commanding some board state right now. So he's bringing on the Rush Zoro, and that's just an additional swing, and that's really important here because he does set up the 6-drop law blocker as well.
Ooh,
So it's nice.
nice. 2K counter. Oof. That means he must be out of 1K counters if he's using a 2K counter.
Mm-hmm. Oh, but he's got one Don up, so does that mean that he has the one of Radical Beam in hand?
Yep, probably.
That's funny. That's funny. Even at a one of, it's still being impactful.
So I think the yellow player is at 8 Dons right now, or is it
Mm-hmm.
7? 8?
It might be 7.
Okay, 7. Hmm.
I believe so because I think that Law was at 6 last turn.
This
So
might be
7 Don this turn. Yeah.
a big mama play here.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's the idea.
He's got to do something.
I mean, it puts out a big body and they lose one card, so it's like immediate
Mm-hmm.
value. Oh, maybe. Oh, going for the
Oh.
8K swing. That makes sense. Looking at the top life. And the 8K swing makes sense because when you have a 6K blocker, you don't want to swing 7K for them to just block and do a 2K counter for sure.
Absolutely. I agree. And it's so easy to do an AK swing there with that leader too because he's just so efficient. And we just take the Nico there. That's totally fine. You're not countering out of that, and it's not worth the defensive drain it would. He'll replace that next turn with a 1-drop Nami.
Especially since he has 5 Dons left and potentially 3 swings, but probably 2.
Mm-hmm. So true. So true.
6K. I like 6K. 6K is good.
Yep.
So that
Just making it never free.
Yeah, so that he can't just block and then for free without having to use cards in his hand.
Mm-hmm. So he's thinking here. You could just take it. Oh, unless he's swinging at a character. Unless it's going at Zoro, then you definitely want to preserve the Zoro here.
Yeah,
That's where I would assume.
Yeah, either Zoro or Brook. About the
Mm-hmm.
Another 6K swing. Okay. Let's see what he does here.
Yeah, this is very
I
interesting.
would consider maybe blocking with the chopper, but
And stacking the chopper, yeah, for sure, because he has more 1-drops and might just, yeah, there you go. Good play.
Yeah. As well as like if you have like counters in your hand you want to preserve to play off like Nami or Bonnie or Curly the Dawn just to get resources back. It's really what the LoL player is about, just out resourcing your opponent and putting out big bodies or like
very true
range bodies.
Coming down here, seeing the yellow player though, that was an explosive turn. He did do a really good turn of just regaining some land, just getting some board back, right? Making a good impact on the law player's hand, so he's not just at a crazy advantage, and then also just keeping that life deficit not too much. It didn't seem like he swung at life at all that turn, so he's not giving him a card in hand and not giving him just like extra free defense. So
2 Dawn up, I am going to assume it's probably a sovereignty or it could be a bluff, but most likely not.
Either way, yeah, if you force them to commit so many Dawn to an attack thinking they're attacking over a sovereignty and you don't have it and you're going to take the damage anyway, that's pretty useful for sure. So
like if you do an 8K swing when you could just get away with like a small swing. Okay.
Exactly, I agree.
Sure. Always swing first before doing anything.
No, for sure. Here, the law player is in a good position because we know that Zoro's coming back to hand to get some more value in a little bit here. So, just yanking cards out of hand. Probably not going at characters here. Probably just at life. Yeah.
Oh, and we get.
Oh.
That's going. It's definitely gonna put up the aggression right there for sure.
Absolutely, and he knew it was there because he checked his life off of his last leader swing. So that was a good check, not to check your opponent's, but to check your own to see if you can kind of gain some field here. That's good.
I mean,
does that mean that the law player needs to be swinging into characters now, just a little bit, even if they float another card to hand?
Possibly. I mean, the yellow player is really low on cards, so he is running out of resources. Swing with the law. I mean, that's not a bad idea considering playing around like Thunderbolt or something. Oh,
very true.
And what is that? another pudding, or another smoothie.
That's
Wow.
crazy.
Oh wow. This
Yeah, that's actually crazy.
that's gonna ramp up the pressure for
For
sure.
sure. Let's see what the law player does here. So we see a not. Oh,
A Brook.
2K for Nami. Okay.
Always good. Always good. A Vista. Nice.
This is nice. Yeah, get putting off the board here, which is nice. You just don't have that free low dawn investment attacker on the next
Yep.
turn.
Yeah.
So we pick up Vista. I hope we see another blocker law come down here to pick up that Zoro.
Yep. There we
Yep.
go. Oh,
We love to see it.
Vista. Then
This is a hard place to be. Are you swinging at life here to try and go for game aggressively on the next turn? Which you can for sure, because he's far away from taking
5K swing, huh?
oh 5K swing at life. And yeah, I mean when you're looking at playing yellow, they have so many big cards in their hand. If they're taking those 5Ks when they're low on life, that's a really good one because you're just reading that they don't have counter power in hand.
Yeah, a lot of yellows have a lot of non-counters and bricks, so
hmm
definitely see it.
Seeing Law just come down and be the aggressor in this matchup, though, he was playing very defensive for like 2 turns, but after that, we just saw the pressure come down. You were right that film Brook coming down and building the board to the point where he could be on 5 characters just that early in the game was pretty sweet. Saw a lot of value come down.
Just putting out 2 bodies just so that you can get Law's ability is very uh good, as well as like it's searchable off Nami, so I definitely see why a lot of people play it. And
Definitely.
a lot of there's not many green targets, so it is another good green target for if you have like Chopper out or Curly to Dawn or Nami. You can bounce it back.
Absolutely.
So we see a 6K swing here, probably killing either a Law or a Brook or a Zoro, because I don't see how you would win here. Oh no, going.
We're revealing. No, we're revealing for
Oh,
Katakuri effect. So we're swinging 7 here, which is nice. I wonder where this is going. Probably to. Yeah, it's got to be to character. Zoro's got to go.
yeah, for sure. Hmm. Do you think the two
That was.
downs up is like a guard point and a Radical, or like a Hawkins? You know?
They could be. They could be, or Punk Gibson or something.
Yep.
If it was a Punk Gibson, we probably would have seen it on the first swing there to get Paraspero out of the way. But
Yeah.
even just sitting on a couple guard points is more than enough to guarantee that you're going into the next turn. And since we already see Donna just put out to characters already, we know that we're not seeing too big of a character come down, right? We're not seeing like a 8-drop Katakuri come down at this point. We might see no, we're past the point of seeing a 7-drop as well. Oh no, there's 7 there, so we can tap 7 for Big Mom.
But I don't think in the position you would want to do that. They would just trash the life.
Yeah.
Oh, but we're gonna see it anyways. There we go.
We see it anyways. Yeah, we gotta trash the life here because you're pushing.
Yeah, you're gonna
Yep.
be pushing for sure. I wonder if you were going to do that, if you would have done that first, maybe? No.
Possibly, right? Because it kind of puts a little bit more pressure on what your opponent wants to do. It'll maybe force out a blocker earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, you take that last light for sure because this is the turn right here, right?
Yeah, this should be game if they have a counter. Yep.
Yep. And just not committing too much. Yeah, going back over the law player's turn with a lot of Dawn up, lots of lots of plausible attackers.
I mean, they had. I mean, you have a bunch. They had a bunch of bodies, but they just could not.
Mm-hmm.
They could just not clear the board, push for damage when you're at 2 health and you have a blocker up for sure. So.
Yeah, I like his choice to not like mess around, swing some 7K, swing some 9Ks. He's just 15K. Can you deal with it or not? All right, game is over.
One card in hand for sure. Well.
No, for sure. That's awesome.
Yeah, that was definitely a good game 1. Well,
no, for sure. Where would you like to jump to for? Are we gonna stream another table right away?
I'll go to another table. Let me.
Cool. We're just gonna drop down to table 2.
Yeah.
Cool. That works for me.
1 sec. I just have to interact.
No, that was really cool. I really liked seeing Law be like an aggressor there. It really seemed like a very just swing out type of deck there. So it's nice just seeing something come out from the Banlist being hit right and being able to play just something different.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, really like it. Like the setup everyone's got as well.
Hmm.
This person on the right standing up, very nice setup. A very nice mat as well.
Absolutely, that's so funny. So it looks like Ace has a lot of life. Ace has a ton of
He's
life.
gonna play 3 for Zoro, swing with Zoro, most likely block.
Hmm.
Nice, good block.
Are we seeing an Ace with? Oh no, he doesn't have a hand. It's just sitting back there. He knew he was blocking that. So
Yep. Yeah, for sure.
okay.
Hmm.
Scotty Bravo, I'm gonna have to give you some of my tips for using the mobile setup. I've got the setup for the mobile for sure for you. It's crazy. A lot of people don't game like webcam games and stuff like that, so it's so daunting
Ooh.
if you don't know all the tricks. Ooh,
Plus 4K, interesting. 9K swing.
here, yeah, you at this game state. You do just want to sure some damage, right? Because as we saw with the last law player,
Yep.
you can get pretty explosive
Yep.
out of nowhere. So
Play a chopper, and then play a brook.
nice, nice. Kaboom blocker coming down there is pretty good too because you're just defending yourself, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It does look like is that 2 life that he has there? Is that his deck? No, it looks like he has 2 life or 1 life.
I think he has 1 or 2 life left, for sure. Okay, so he passes with 10 Dawn. Or he has, I mean, they get 10 Dawn, but he passes and puts out 3 blockers, which is very scary always, even if they're at 1 life.
Absolutely.
2 life.
Because you can never commit enough Dawn, right? Everything has to be kind of small. They can kind of counter out of everything and just gain all this advantage on the board state. So,
Yep.
okay. Is that a Fire Fist we're adding to hand off the buggy search? It's a good way to start out because that's exactly what you want to see. You want to clear
Yeah.
two
Apparently,
blockers for 3.
you are very loud. Someone told me sorry. I'm
No,
apologizing.
no
I
worries.
turned you down.
No, you're good.
Uh, hi. There we go. I've been scuffed. Thanks, James, in chat. Thank you.
So our next play here is that just a raw leader swing? 5K?
I think so.
We'll see if we follow that up with the fire or the. Did he grab the fire fist earlier?
Probably. We probably missed it.
Yeah, that's true. We'll see how the board state develops here. Here, the buggy is just what trying to clear the Bonnie. Yep. Is Bonnie base 2K or is Bonnie base 1K?
I think Bonnie is base 1K, I believe.
Okay. Yeah, that makes it like pretty much impossible to defend out from a 3K swing coming at you. So I can understand that.
Alright, we're gonna see Nope. And we see another Marco. Wow. I mean, Ace.
That's exactly what. Yeah.
Ace just has such a good matchup, just KOing all the blockers with their characters and units. It's just amazing how much Marco is so good in red.
Marco is just crazy, and I
And
would go as far as.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the rest of it for sure.
That's just like their whole board right there. That's crazy. At first we saw three blockers, and now we see one sad blocker left. And yeah,
No, seriously.
reluctantly has to let it go. And he passed with 1 Dawn. Alright, let's see what Scotty does here. Hopefully, maybe he can come back.
Maybe he can build a board, but he doesn't have a big enough hand to really bounce back.
Yeah.
2 cards in hand, yeah.
Nami start, that's good. It's a good start. For sure.
He needs a Nami, and then tap 2 for a Dodon. Nami needs to find like a 1-drop or something here.
Yep, for sure, for sure.
Ooh, Luffy's not a bad card to see. It's really daunting looking at trying to kill your opponent here as well, even with rush cards, just because your opponent has 4 cards in hand, but after you clear their 2 security and you're trying to swing for game, that's going to be 6 cards in your hand you're looking at. But it's not impossible.
Alright, so we're gonna see a 7k swing here. We'll see where it goes.
I feel like as the ace player, you... Oh, guard point out. Yeah, I guess it's free with the guard point.
Yep. I mean, you're down to 2 life, and in this format, blocker Marco is not really a thing anymore, considering
Mm-hmm.
made it a one of. So like, I definitely see why you would want to guard point that out, considering how much you can, if you go down to 1 life or 0 life, you can't just put out a blocker.
No, absolutely. I totally agree here.
Here we'll see an 8k swing, most likely take it. Ooh, a trigger.
A trigger to search the top for freeze.
Yep.
Oh, that's a little rough.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter what he grabs, right? Because even if he grabs an event, that's a 1k counter.
No, I believe Whitebeard parts say only characters. So
Oh, only characters, okay.
the 5 cost Marco here. And then I think we pass here since there's no Dons up.
Yeah, most likely. He has 1 card in hand here too, so... Ace gets to draw. Let's see how they finish this out. They do have to get through the... Oh, yeah, the 1 life here, so...
So we see a 5k swing. Oh, and a jet pistol.
Oh.
That takes care of some aggression, but
No, it definitely does.
I believe Scotty's just and chose not to revive because he's just going for a game. But
Yeah.
I believe Scotty doesn't have any life left, so this might be the end of it.
Yeah, I believe so as well. A 7k swing here is just going to be undeal
I
withable.
think he just gave a thumbs up.
Yup, that's game right there.
For sure. Let's see if there's...
It's funny seeing the complete opposite type of finish where Tuso is just like, yeah, 15k. He's just like, no, 7.
Yep.
1 Dawn for 7.
And then we're going to go to table 3 now and see what...
Alright, let's just go down the line.
Let's go down the line.
Alright, dropping down to table 3. Oh, looks like we're just finishing up here as well.
Yep. I don't see it much.
You want to drop down to table 6?
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do it.
I will drop my camera down to table 6. Okay. Boom. Alright, show non-participants. Screen. Should be...
Alright, so it's Black, Yellow, Big Mom. That makes me so excited. And we're seeing it versus Zoro here. That's interesting. Fun fact, Black, Yellow, Big Mom actually has a fantastic matchup into Zoro, but we're seeing a 1 life to 5 life deficit here.
Alright.
And we're...
Ooh, Black, Yellow, Big Mom. Amazing. I love this deck. It's my new deck.
No, same here.
For sure. Looking at grabbing a life, just out-resourcing him. Ooh,
Yep. You get a play here.
Let's see what's...
This is definitely going to be a turn where we see a Big Mom leader effect, right?
I mean, yeah, for sure. I mean, that's what this deck does now. You just do the card advantage. And then using ability, trashing a Big Mom. I like this move because you're doing Big Mom's effect, but you're also like doing damage and recovering. So like,
Hmm.
and then playing a Fukuro and probably two Dons up for either a Sovereignty or a Impact Wave for sure.
Yep, and he doesn't swing with the Kuzan here because he doesn't want to turn everything sideways because he doesn't want to have to defend his field. He'll sack that Daifuku on the first swing just to make his opponent have to swing in his life, right? So that he can have the proper aggression on the next
I
turn.
think he played the Kuzan this turn, if I were to guess, because he used
Oh,
two
okay.
Dons. So I mean, yeah. I mean, if he didn't, I don't see why you don't swing it because then if they attack it, it's you know, it's a free block essentially, you know.
No, fair, fair. Yeah, maybe I just missed him playing it at the start of the turn here.
So
So we see Zoro go one Dawn on Zoro right away with just a few cards in hand, and he's staring down. It's the same situation, right, where he's looking at 2 life on his opponent. His opponent has a thick hand, but even if he were to get through the first few checks, that's just 2 more cards in Big Mom's hand too to defend out for that last.
six cards and then two Dons up. That's definitely a shockwave potentially killing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if he shockwaves immediately just to. Oh no, he's just on white.
No.
Okay, okay.
Do we see
Or
do we see the Zoro player?
or a bluff.
Yeah. Yeah, it could be a bluff or a sovereignty, but do we see the red player swing with Izo here just to get away from Shockwave having like immense value? We first see another Izo come down, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Now you're kind of playing into Shockwave. If he does have it, now he for sure gets a target
Or
out,
maybe
which isn't too big of a deal.
maybe they just don't play around it. That could be it.
Yeah, maybe they just don't. Yeah, you just ignore it for the turn because you do have to kind of turn their aggression on here.
Yeah. Using effects to put a Don, of course. Okay.
Just think about what he wants to do. He does have a lot of Dom left here, so let's see how he goes through his turn.
Puts another Don on easel. 5k swing, I like it. They're still at 2 life and a blocker. You don't want to overcommit.
Yeah, do we see a Shockwave come down? Yeah.
There's the shockwave.
Yeah.
Right there. Brutal. It's a 2 for
And you over Yep, and you over counter out, but it's just so worth it because you get the body off the board too. So the other card that you would use to counter out of the body swing is just really, really good.
It's basically a 2-for-1 because you blocked one by using one card as well as you get another body. And we see another one. So definitely ramping up the aggression here.
Yeah. Getting a 7k swing here, kind of wherever it goes. Maybe you sack the Fukuru here just because well, no, if it's swinging at life, yeah, you do sack the Fukuru. If it's swinging at Daifuku, if it was swinging at life here, you would just take it.
Yeah, you definitely would take it just so you can use effect again. Drop any cards.
And here too, so since unless we see a rush attacker come down, but since Big Mom is getting out of this turn without taking damage, next turn we can see they could just tap 10 for Big Mom if they wanted to heal to 3 and just be very safe, right, with getting cards back to hand.
As well. So Dallas here with 4 Dons left.
Yeah, let's see what he does. Tapping all 4 for a card. I wonder what it'll be. Could be a vanilla.
Oh.
No, Juzo.
Oh, okay. I mean, I don't dislike this move because you kind of just want to play your bodies just so that you can get the maximum Zoro effect. And I feel like they wouldn't really be swinging at your life anyways. They most likely be swinging at your bodies. So okay. So
True.
we see a 6k swing, obviously just.
Yep, and we get over the body here.
I think they would not let go, and then we see a Kuzan swing into Curly.
I'm assuming it's the Curly here. You just clear body here, and then you go.
I think it's going to be a 10 cost Big Mom for sure this turn.
No, we saw Don go on to Daifuku already, so we're already down to 9 Don.
Never mind. Okay, so.
But we could just put a couple strong bodies out, right? Even tapping 4 for Barcelona, and then tapping 3 for another Fugu would be huge here. So we see a 5k swing that does connect.
And then we see a Garp.
Oh, Garp. I like Garp coming down. Yep.
I do like Garp.
Ditch a card that doesn't have a counter power in your hand, so it gets some value, and it gets a body off the board. Awesome.
Big turn.
Yeah, for sure. The Borsalino comes down here, and it is huge.
My question is, would you have killed the Jozu or the 2 cost character?
I feel like the character just has so much value, right? Because you can tap like 5 for Rush Luffy and then use the character to get the Dawn back onto that, like a Rush Luffy or something of the sort, right? A Rush attacker.
Yeah,
Um,
you could
the
get that
Jozu is
with
kind of just.
yeah. Yep. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no! It's okay. All I was gonna say is the Jozu is an attacker, but that's all it really has going for it is that it has the extra couple attack to push damage.
Yeah.
But here is Big Mom. I think you feel pretty safe
Yeah.
because you do have a pretty big hand. So
Okay.
all right. So as the red player, how do you approach this turn? Obviously, you're trying to kill your opponent. I think we're far past clearing bodies for the red player.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're I mean, the longer I think you have to kill the Daifuku because the longer this goes on with the Daifuku, it's just free cards each turn, you know? It's like having a
Mm-hmm.
Raizo, right? You're just giving them free value, right? You just cannot. Because, like, if you swing at life and you go down to 0, they could just use effect put out a blocker, and it's like you got nowhere, right? So
No, very true, very
I
true.
think you have to kill Daifuku.
If you swing on the Daifuku this turn, though, it's going to be their full turn, and they might not get the Daifuku here.
Yeah.
But we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
See a tap 1 come down. We're playing another Searcher in the middle of the turn instead of getting all of our swings through. Probably just kind of seeing like if we do have the push to keep going forward.
Another.
Interesting. You do get a body on board if you do play, and you can activate main to move it on, but Zoro's in a tight spot here. You are kind of just stuck between like, am I clearing the body? Am I ever going to get the body?
Yeah.
And then on top of that, am I ever going to be able to push enough damage to finish the game outright? He is developing the board, but we haven't seen him push a damage onto Big Mom since she recovered back up to 2. So,
all right. Putting 2 on Jozu, okay. Making it so that it's a 7k swing. Okay.
7k is huge here for
7K is
sure.
good, for sure. Now, the question is, where do you swing? We see this swing. I think at the Kuzan. Oh, and he counters out.
Counter the last
Is
cards
he out of cards though?
Yeah, he's out of cards in hand now.
This is interesting though.
Yeah.
This might actually the Zoro might actually the Zoro might.
I don't think he has enough push to go for game here.
But he might be able to just recover here because if he
that's true.
Can kill the Daifuku. Okay, probably blocking this for sure with the Daifuku because the Daifuku is just too much value. He's out of cards. Okay, let's see it.
He's out of attackers now.
Well, let's see if there's a 10 cost Big Mom.
Yeah, is a 10 cost Big Mom as this play, or yeah.
You push for damage.
He does have the board presence
swing.
to push for damage.
7k swing. 7k swing. Let's see it. Oh, and we saw Nami, which was probably an accident.
He had to take it there too. 9k is huge here. Yeah, he had to take the 7 there because if he dumped his whole hand, there was going to be a free 5k pushing damage there. So
swing. And I think this might be it because even if he counters, he's still
7, 9, 11.
11, just enough, but he still has a Daifuku swing for game. And we see the Big Mama player barely taking it off the Zoro. Wow.
Man, that's crazy. I did come in. The first thing I said was that Big Mom has a free matchup against Zoro, but that was a crazy nail biter to the end.
That was a good
There was a
game
lot
by
of good
both
decisions there on
players.
Muachee's point. Yeah. Muachee made a lot of good decisions there with his resources and deciding what to keep alive and what to let die and stuff. So
for sure. Okay, I think we can see everything. All right. If you guys are watching the stream, please message me, Jamate, Den, or Catherine. If your name pops up, you have 3 minutes to claim. Your name will disappear after it is spin, and I think I'm going to spin it. All right. See who our first winner is. All right, Chris. I should have announced what the first one is. The first one is the winner VV. All right, congrats, Chris. You
Nice,
have
nice. That's what everybody wants.
yeah, you have 3 minutes to claim. I should have announced which one I was doing first, but I was going with the VV first. So, congrats, Chris, on getting the super pre-release VV.
Nice.
Please message one of us. Once I am notified that you message one of us, I will spin the next person.
I've got my eye on my DMs here,
Oh,
seeing if he
he
messages
messaged
me.
you? Okay.
No, no, no. I'm saying I'm just keeping my eyes up.
Yep, yep. Sure. So I need to browser do this.
And you told everybody in the voice chat to watch the stream, right?
Yes.
I
Perfect.
also put the winner in Gen chat.
Oh, did Scott claim it?
Yeah, in Twitch chat.
Did
Oh,
he
okay. I didn't know Scott
Okay,
was
Chris
Chris. My
claimed it.
bad.
Okay, yep. All right, next
Perfect.
winner. All right, let's see it.
Let's do it up.
All right, for the E show, let's see who gets it.
Each show's really cool too.
Yeah, the
There's really
alternate E
great
show for
art.
sure.
Absolutely.
And Teen.
Nice team, nice team.
Yep, for sure. So if you guys were unfortunate and didn't win, we will have the same names next week, and the 2 raffle prizes next week will be up for grabs. So if you didn't get this week, your name is still in the raffle tickets. This is a continued raffle ticket until I stop doing tournaments, I guess. And so your name will always have a chance. So if you're a Tusa and you sign up next week, your name will be in there twice. So definitely stay around and keep playing my tournaments because you'll have a higher chance. And I after 5 tournaments, I will probably do a bigger prizes. So we'll see.
Ooh.
All right, so I'm gonna remove Teen. Teen, congrats on the E show. All right, so now let's get back to muting the stream, and we will continue at 7:30. So everyone watching, please go to your tables. I mean, I should. Yep, please go to your table.
Those are up. And Magellan just seemed like another one of those decks where it just puts the pressure on, right? Builds a board pretty nicely and just keeps on swinging. And is that a Nami? We see a Magellan versus
Oh, a
Nami at table
Nami.
1.
Ooh, okay.
This is gonna be
This
a
is
matchup.
this is what we come to locals for.
No, for sure. This is
Yeah, for
wild.
sure.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I'm excited for this match for sure. I think our
No, this one
players
is
are
gonna be
just
great.
gonna be cutting the decks.
Yeah. Yep, you said they're good to go at 7:30, so that's gonna be the start of the
Yeah,
timer right now.
7:31.
Awesome. Ooh, it looks like down at table 8, we're definitely gonna have to be swinging down there at some point today during the stream too. If you see who's playing. Going through a good shuffle here for both players. Just kind of get started here. I wonder who's going to be going first. I think that as a Nami player, you definitely want to go first as Nami just because you want your opponent to draw that one extra card, right? It does make a difference. Oh, I'm loving how perfectly half cut the Nami players cutting their deck as well. Very respectable.
On the menus up on the browser.
Oh, sorry. For the volume.
Oh no, it was fine. Just the one when the camera had it.
Oh. Are we good? Sorry.
Yep, you're good. You're doing great.
All right, so we see. I think players
We're
are
going to
still
set up.
sitting
We're going to
up.
be starting here.
Yeah, I think they're starting. I think they're just cutting their deck. right
Yep.
now.
And then we see Life going out. So I wonder which player's going to start here. Like I said, I think Nami wants to be turn 1 and forcing the Magellan player to go
Yeah,
second, but
even
who
though most
knows?
Nami wants to go second so they can get that extra draw.
Mm-hmm.
See a
Yep, we
Dom
see
one
Magellan
for
going
the Magellan
first.
player. One Dom for. Oh, there we see it.
Tap 1, turn 1 searcher. I mean, it's never bad. Never, ever bad. So that's nice. And so much of this gameplay is going to be coming out in the mid game and the late game as well from both of these decks. They really, really both are going to be more mid game decks, especially the Nami, just trying to get through the mid game, right? So it can get through enough of its deck.
Yeah.
But we see 2 Don go over for Nami's side. I wonder what they're going to start with.
Oh, I guess the Nami player did choose to go second, unless they lost a dice roll. Here we see a Kaya. Definitely a good.
And that's all you need for turn 1.
Yep. We see
Draw
a
2
Usopp,
trash too.
Soga King, and a Overheat. I can't believe I lost. Forgot what it was for a
No worries. I
second.
couldn't
Yeah.
tell which event it
Yeah.
was. So, all right, 3 down on Magellan's side. And it's really going to be up to him to be pushing the pace of this game. I think it's a 5K leader swing this turn, and then hopefully tap 3 for a jail beast. But we'll see. We'll see how it develops. Or 2 5Ks is a good swing turn as well. Just right away with that first turn
Probably
event
an
card
event
here.
here. Yep, that's
Yeah.
definitely good. Trashing one. Oh, here we see a Sadie. You love to see it can just play a
Yo,
Jailer Beast, get 2 bodies out. That's
so nice here.
for sure. It's definitely the move on turn 3, and then you can Magellan next turn. Ooh, interesting. Decides to play the
Yeah.
Rhino. I mean, so you have 2 options. You can either play the Rhino, or you could just play Sadie and the Rhino. I'm assuming maybe they just want to have more bodies out because they can just like do more damage instead of just playing the Rhino by itself. So
No, exactly.
definitely an interesting strategy here. Then we're gonna see a 4 Dom
Yeah, I
here,
think that
probably.
we're
A
We're
Belly.
looking at the Jailer Beast going to be putting some damage through on the next turn, but we're seeing Nami tap 4 right away.
Yep.
Tapping out going into the second turn. Hopefully they have some counter power in hand instead of all events. Five down for Magellan is so cool here. Is he just going to tap out and bring out character Magellan? No, we're going to see 2 Don go on to Sadie and swing.
Maybe that's why the Magellan player did not play Magellan on 5.
Mm-hmm.
And then we see the
That makes
Nami
sense.
take it and gets a trigger. Ugh, it's a great trigger. Draws
Yeah,
one
it is a
and
great
trashes
trigger.
one. Hopefully he knows it trashes one as well, or that's a misplay.
Yeah, because that's optional, right? So he
Yeah,
could
that's an
technically miss
optional.
it. That's one of the few effects that you
Yep.
can miss.
Oh, what was
Looks like
maybe
we're getting
they're
some setup
looking up
on.
the card, or possibly looking up the card to see if they trash, or
Just finishing resolving here, kind of thinking about whether is he able to. Hopefully he gets a trash here. That's the most important thing that we're
yeah.
looking to resolve here on this trigger.
Oh, yep. There we go.
Yes.
We see the trash, but a love mellow. It's not the best trash, but I
No,
mean
it's not,
definitely.
especially in the sports state.
And then we see a 5K swing with the Rhino.
With 3 Dons still
Yep,
standing.
counter.
Do we see a
I
7K
like
swing?
this counter here because Magellan could just put like 8K, so definitely take this. Okay, see if there's a trigger maybe. No.
What do you think these last 3 Don are going to be?
Probably another Jailer Beast or Sadie body. Oh, yep.
Sadie
There
body,
we go.
nice.
And
With another Jailer Beast.
then we're gonna see a pass here. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to keep your defense up too much, even if they do clear out these bodies. Since you
Yeah.
replace the two of them, you don't have to discard any cards out
Yeah.
of counter if you
I
don't
mean,
want
but
to.
Belmir is definitely a crazy threat, so I definitely understand why he would be hesitant to not drop a blocker here with the
Mm-hmm.
Jailer Beast, because if a Belmir gets through, you might just lose. You know, any
Yep.
any any Mill 7 is just really good
It
at.
accelerates the deck so much.
Oop, so he's 9K swing. We see a 9K swing, probably a block
That
here.
it
If I
has to
have
be
to
a
be,
block.
I mean, there's no reason not to block and then get a
Mm-hmm.
Don.
You
So
block here,
Don.
and I think your whole next offensive turn is getting that Belmir off the board.
You see a 5K swing probably at the Sadie, if I had to
Mm-hmm.
assume. I mean, the Jailer Beast just gets him a card, so I would not see. Or was it a
Oh,
Jailer Beast and he's letting it go? Okay, I was wrong.
swinging into the Jailer Beast. That is a card that doesn't need Dawn investment to swing. So now he's making
Yeah.
his opponent's turn a little
Yeah.
bit
Even though
muckier.
it gives him a card, it just letting him. Oh, and then he's looking up the Jailer Beast. He probably was unaware that it was a blocker. That's
Yep,
probably
very
why he
true.
did 9K swing. So a little misplay on the Nami player, but it happens. Cards
Absolutely.
not a lot of people play Magellan, so I I wouldn't be surprised if people don't know
No,
that's a
it's hard to
blocker.
know.
And then we're gonna see a pass here from the Nami player. Two Dons up, most likely for events.
Yep. Do you think it's gonna be two one drop events or one two drop event though?
If I had to guess, probably a gavel and a Usopp rubber
Rubber
band of
band.
doom. But
Mm-hmm.
it could just be like a overheat, which would be really good here to bounce back the Kaya. So we'll never
Definitely
know.
agree.
So let's see what happens here. Yeah. So definitely a slight misplay on the Nami player for doing a 9K swing with a
Mm-hmm. Instead
blocker.
of just like a seven or something,
Yeah,
right?
or
Yeah.
just like a 6 force or yeah, 7 just force him block, but maybe he just wasn't aware it was a blocker. So
That's very true. Very true. One of those oversights when you play something
yeah.
kind of rogue, your opponent doesn't play against it every day. So
But the good thing about Nami in this position, though, or the Belmir, is that it is indeed uh, able to swing each turn and potentially mill that 7. So, okay,
yeah.
so we see a 5K swing Sadie here. I like it.
Yep.
Just do the bare minimum when they have you know, these counters. And are we gonna see an overheat? Yup,
We see
we
an
see an
overheat right
overheat.
away. We get Kaya back.
Yep. Oh, maybe he's considering bouncing the Sadie back.
He could, yeah.
Yeah, I mean
Gets him
that's
out of
one
an
less
additional
swing.
attack. Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, so he is bouncing the Sadie back.
That was actually very good. I agree with that play for sure. Messes up his Dawn management too, because you
Yeah.
see he has all his Dawn divided out. So now he
Yeah.
has two extra Dawn that he wasn't planning on figuring
Yep.
out how to use.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah. I
and it's
mean,
kind of awkward with Hannibal too, because you can't just put the two Dawn on Hannibal and swing. It would take one Dawn away from
yeah.
something else that you're already planning on
Yep.
using. So,
Yep.
just
Yeah.
reconsidering his turn now.
This also puts off some pressure. So I definitely can see why the Nami player would do it for sure.
Totally.
Let's see what probably saying
Yeah,
aside.
he's just really not sure.
Maybe I think he might be saying those 3 Dons on the side for the Hannibal swing, and then probably a 6K swing here. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
6K, 5K, and then what? Sit on two Dawn standing to maybe get
Just a
out of the
2K
Belmir
now.
swing next turn.
Yeah. Mihawk. Then we see him drop another the Sadie no, the Sadie that was bounced back to drop another Jailer Beast. Just
Yeah,
ramping up that pressure. And then a blocker. You
pretty
need a
good.
blocker
Pretty
for sure
good.
for the Belmir. That's
You
not
know,
bad, not bad. Definitely ramping up the pressure here. Let's see.
for sure. Full board of
So
cards
I
here.
think he just looked up the blocker right there on his second monitor just to know it's a blocker
Yep.
beside. So yeah.
It's
All
not what
right,
he
so
wants to
we'll
see in
see.
this game state, but we'll see what cards he gets to his hand for a turn.
Yep.
How does he want to start things here?
Oh, the Zeph. That
Just
is
straight off the
big.
bat. Yeah.
Bouncing back that blocker and trashing too. That is pretty big here.
Hmm.
Make sure he trashes too though. Okay, he knows. Okay, all right. And now
So what do we see with the rest of this Dawn? That was an expensive hard play,
yeah,
but
but now the Nami just can go a little crazy here. I mean, the
mm,
Nami definitely swinging to Sadie that puts us off a lot of pressure.
yeah, we're seeing a 6K swing here
Probably
and the 6K.
probably saving two Dons up for another overheat or a
Yeah.
of
I'm wondering if the 6K is about to connect because it could like he doesn't have many cards in
yeah.
hand. He's been
I
playing
think
them all
he's
out with
on four
Sadies.
cards. Yeah,
Yeah.
probably. And he
Yeah,
uses
two
two
cards
K
out.
a queen. That's big.
And a blocker. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. And now he has a Zeph, so even if he does lose the Belmir, now
Yeah.
the Zeph
Okay.
can do
Go
the same thing on the
go
next
go
turn, and we
nail
took two
something.
blockers out of hand. That's pretty good. Pretty good tempo. We get one attacker off.
Yeah.
And we'll just see what these last two Dawn are left to. But Nami's looking like it's pacing pretty well here, actually,
But
after responding to such a good.
definitely turning down the aggression for sure,
Mm-hmm.
bouncing that Sadie back, and the Magellan player having to use two cards, especially a queen, isn't looking very good for the Magellan player. But let's see. Hopefully,
No, for
maybe he
sure.
can ramp up the pressure. Now, I'm
Mm-hmm.
just curious, would you swing at the Belmir here just to take some damage off the board?
I think you kind of have to
Yeah.
because you can't like 14 cards from because like he can very much so
Oh, he's
push with
swinging at
most of his
life.
Dawn. Swung at life, okay. And we just took the damage.
And
It's
gets
a
a trigger.
Deathwing
Oh,
trigger.
that's going to be able to bounce something. That's and bounces
Yeah.
the Rhino. Wow.
Great. That was fantastic. That's exactly what you need to see here as Nami, right? Because now you have both of your. You can mill 14 on the next turn because you
Yeah.
don't have to play any
And he
cards.
still has two Dons for an event.
Hmm.
And I think he has four cards in hand.
We'll see. Magellan probably has more blockers in hand, at least one, because he did discard two. But if the rest of his cards in hand aren't characters with blocker or aren't characters with counter, we might just be between a rock and a hard place here, letting Blue Nami really ramp her win con up. But we'll see. Magellan is definitely taking his time here because he needs to think of a really good line of play and a really good strategy to maintain the tempo that he's already presented on the board here. Ooh, 10K a leader. An event and a 2K is what it would cost. 11K. As Nami, as unfortunate as it is, I think you do just have to take this.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can't. It's just too much resources
Mm-hmm.
to block that. And I think he saved up two Dons for, uh, um,
Hell's Judgment.
yeah, that's the
Mm-hmm.
card. Yep, for sure.
Here as Nami, you don't have to play any cards from hand. I think you just play around the Hell's Judgment, use all your Dawn that you have available for putting them on your Zeph and your Belmir, and then the rest of your Dawn is just for every event you have in hand to live here. And you see a 5K Nami swing into that
Mm.
Sadie. And the nice thing with Nami swinging last year is that if your opponent does Hell's Judgment, there's no way that they can't Hell's Judgment the Belmir and the attacker. Oh, we see a mill 7.
Wow, that's huge. Yeah, that might be.
That's crazy.
That might be.
And we might see another one. Because that first one's so telling. If he didn't get out of the first one, but he did put a lot of Dawn on that. He doesn't exactly have enough Dawn to just let it fly here. Nami is only on one card in life, so even if we clear the Sadie, if Magellan lives, it's a Magellan and a Hannibal trying to clear out the rest of the game here. But we do see a Hell's Judgment on the second swing. That's very interesting choice of use for Hell's Judgment. He really wants to protect that Sadie, I think. But giving your opponent 7 cards from the top of their deck is a pretty steep price to pay.
yeah. But we see a counter here.
You know, Looks like it was Hell's Judgment plus the 2K.
Yep. It's Nami putting a lot of pressure, probably killing the Sadie.
Yeah, we'll see. Honestly, in this position, if we Hell's Judgmented the Nami, we can counter out as the Magellan player here to preserve the extra body to try to push more swings onto the Nami player. Who knows though? Magellan's thinking hard. Magellan's thinking super hard. Oh, did we counter out of the attack? We must have. Just going back over to Magellan.
Yep.
Do you think this is the last turn of the game here?
I don't know. I feel like the Nami player still has like 15, 16 cards in deck, which is not a lot, but like a decent amount where you need just a little bit more. So, but it definitely isn't looking good for the Magellan player.
This turn, 5 at leader is not where you need to start here. I don't think if you're trying to kill. Yeah, we see a 1K counter out. So I wonder what the game plan is here. You have a lot of Dawn left, and then just 2 attacks. Take 1 card out of hand. I would love to know how many cards in hand Nami is on. That would be a really big factor on how confident I feel on this turn for Magellan. Looks like Magellan's taking it easy, swinging another 5K. Another 5K. Take it as Nami.
And
It's
he
a
gets
trigger
a
rubber
trigger
band.
trash, draw one, and
So
a trash
many
one.
triggers.
Well,
And
I
the
mean, the
event is in his
Magellan
hand for his next turn now.
is got Nami down to 0 life, but the Nami player definitely really close to winning this game, putting down the jailer beast that keeps getting bounced, unfortunately. So we'll see.
Do you think we're going to see a resolution of a Zeph or a Belmir on this turn?
I think so. I don't think but I mean, can the Nami player win after that? Because I mean, you have to do 7K or 9K, right? If they have 2 cards in hand to make sure it goes through. So that's 3 Dons, 4 Dons. You have 2 Dons left,
Yeah.
So probably on the first swing we're gonna see a block here if I have to assume.
Or it might be the 2K and the 1K from hand. Just dump it.
Yep.
Yeah, we see the okay. And yeah, you're right because you're putting Nami in a position where she needs to have a lot of events here. Yeah.
So just a 5K swing.
I wonder where this 5K swing is going.
Sadie. And then let's see what he does with the rest of the Dons.
See 2K counters to counter out of the 8K swing. That's actually pretty huge here. Now do we see 2 Dawn go? Oh no, we see a pass right after that. And we're on 6 cards in hand on Nami's side. Is 6 cards in hand enough to defend from the... How many attackers does Magellan have? 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
I think the first number that we see for Magellan should be 9 here. This is a really, really tight game space. This is a very close match.
I can't tell who's gonna win because, like,
I cannot.
On one hand, the Nami player has 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13,
oh
14.
My, so 14, many cards.
14. I think I count 14. So if he can get one swing and then use the rest of the events, this might be it. But I mean, if you're the Magellan player, do you just go 15 and just be like, if you have it, you have it?
That's right? Another way to do it. That's another way to do it.
Bodies, because I mean, they're at 0 health. But if they can counter
no
out
blockers.
this game might just be over. So I mean, this is a hard call to make right here.
It is very, very scary as a Magellan player because you're looking at 4 Dons. You're automatically thinking 2 4Ks, right? So that's 13K, and your opponent would only
Okay,
need
so we'll
2
see
more
a
cards to get out of
7K
that.
swing first, just to see maybe he can get 2 cards off his hand or like one event.
I would have liked to see the 9K swing here because your opponent can just use 1 card to get out of hand
Yeah,
here,
for
right? Just
sure.
one event.
For sure. Yeah.
But oh,
Okay, so
2
he might
events.
trash one. You know, is he not going to trash one off the rubber band? So, trashes one off the rubber band. Oh, a Kaya, that card. It's not the type of trash you want to see, but...
No, you wanted to draw that for turn.
18 cards! Oh, wow. Okay, I thought the Nami player was
Yeah,
closer.
no,
I thought the Nami player... I must have miscounted. I must have
no
miscounted.
worries.
There's still ways...
18 cards is a lot.
Yeah, okay, I thought we were pretty close, but...
It feels less nail bitey, but with knowing how many
Oh,
cards are in
so
hand for
maybe...
Magellan player, 18 cards is really only 4 cards
So,
because if we can
as a
swing
Magellan
to
player, do you just go 13 here? Oh, okay. I think we see a 13. So
yep.
probably, let's see, maybe a Gavel and a Love Love, and then one card.
I could see that.
Okay, so we're gonna
If we
see
yep.
2 Dons for Love Love, draws a card. Okay, I like that.
No, I
9K.
think he used Love. Oh, he does draw. He does draw here. I
Because he
forgot
has
he
three
countered
cards. He has three
earlier.
cards.
Mm-hmm.
And then we're gonna see a 1 for a Spada,
Spada,
11. Okay.
no effect on the Spada because maybe he doesn't have enough counter power to keep going. It's just 2 more 2Ks, 2 2Ks in hand, and then 1
11K.
1K will.
Yeah,
Or yeah, no,
that's
just
all
2
your
more
cards
2Ks.
in your hand. The Magellan player might have taken it.
He might. Or a 2K and a 1K. I'm sorry. That's what he would need here to get out. He's at 11. If you have it, bro, slam him down. This is the part of the game where there's not too much thinking. It's just math.
Yeah. I think he
He's scared.
is thinking about this. Oh, and
No,
that's
yeah, you
it.
never had it. Yeah, you never
That's
had a
it.
chance. All event
Wow,
cards is
that
nothing to
was
think about there.
wow. Maybe
Crazy.
he had 2 draws in hand. Wow, the Magellan player takes it. Wow, I thought it
Ah,
looked bad for the Magellan player, but
I thought so too.
I guess they just didn't or maybe just overcommit with the swings just to get
Yeah,
that
maybe
through.
that's
Maybe
what
a
it
little bit too
was.
greedy, but
Yeah,
and I
if he
think
would
the
have
Magellan
resolved,
player yeah.
if he
Sorry, go
would have
ahead.
resolved the 3 drop draw to the Sanji's Pilaf,
Mm-hmm.
if he would resolve those as opposed to pushing such big numbers with his Zeph and his Belmir, because neither of those got through. Did we see one get through? Yeah, we saw one
I
Mill
think we
7
saw
get
one
through.
get through.
Yeah, but nothing else got through after that. So all the other ones were just kind of overcommitments at that point. So it's so easy to look back and say how you should have played and what should have happened. But it looks like we got wrapped up at table 8. Table 2 is done as well.
Okay,
But it looks like table 3 is still
yeah,
playing.
let's move. Let's
And
move
table
down.
5.
All right,
Do
let's
you want to
move
do
down.
table 5?
Is table 3 wrapped up? Okay, so table
No,
5.
table 3 is still playing, but we saw Soup City last game, and actually one of the cameras was off.
Okay. So we'll move to table 5. Let's move to table
Let's
5.
do it.
There we go.
Ace is starting the board off with a buggy already, and then he's playing a new buggy right now, so we're seeing in an event card search. Guard point.
Our points. I mean, that's definitely good to have, especially when you're at 1 health.
Yeah, seriously though.
But double Otama, I feel like that's going
Sketchy.
to be... That's a little sketchy for sure.
4 cards in hand, double Otama on the board, and only 1 card in life, but he only has 2 attackers. And it seems like 1 card, but it could be 2 cards. From the angle, we don't know. All right, we see a simple 5K swing at leader, so he's not... It doesn't look like he's trying to kill on this turn.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless he has information that we don't have from earlier in the game on his opponent's hand, but... And we're thinking about it for a while here on the Zoro side. I wonder if he has the counter power to counter out, or... You definitely don't take your last life to a to 5K sling, even if you have a ton of counter power in hand. He's just chilling, thinking about the swing. He started with 4 cards in hand. He still has 4, so we know for sure the swing hasn't gone through or anything yet. I wonder if there's like miscommunication going on this swing. I don't know if he's thinking about counting out of
Yeah.
a 5K.
I mean, the one thing you do have to worry as the Zoro player is that buggies are slash, or Zoro
Mm-hmm.
is slash. So I mean, I've seen a lot of Zoro players swing with Zoro into, but okay, so we see it swing into Izo, which makes sense. That's
That
like,
does make sense.
yep.
Yeah, I probably couldn't afford to counter out.
And then we see
So yeah, no, we're
7K
definitely
swing.
not seeing a trying to kill turn here from
Seven,
Ace. So it looks like Ace is just gonna wall up.
7K swing, but he does have a Dawn up. I'm wondering if he's. I mean, I think you have to block here. I think going down to 0 is a little bit too scary.
Yeah, I agree with that statement.
Oh, but he
He
takes.
doesn't care.
and then
Oh, do we
and
see a
then we
rush
see
attacker?
Oh, the blocker Marco.
Marco,
That's a one
the
of
one
he
of.
has in hand, and he plays a Sequake as well on the Otama.
Ooh,
Oh wow, he really is
make
like I'm not going to die next turn. Good luck.
yeah, seriously.
Yep. And then he passes turn.
What do you think about people detaching their Dawn at the end of their turn to make the cleanup a little bit faster?
I mean, I like it. I think that's just like well, I mean, I think it depends if the character has a Don requirement on it, then you need it, but if not,
Mm-hmm.
I think it helps like just go to your turn faster so you don't have to worry about like overtime. So I definitely can see why people do that.
That makes sense. That's a good point. All right, looks like we are on Zoro's turn right now, and he's just kind of mulling over what he wants to do. It does look like he has 6 cards in hand, but if those 6 cards in hand aren't winning him the game this turn, he's feeling pretty rough. Buggy being slashed, like you said, is a big deal here because it's a floater. Just kind of it just sits on the board here. It's easy to defend, and it's hard to get off the board.
Yeah.
On top of the fact that he's sitting on a Marco, so Ace is chilling right now. You can tell from his body language, he's big chilling.
Yeah, he's definitely feeling comfortable here, not having to worry.
Mm-hmm. It seems like Zoro has just been kind of grinded out of the game too. Just from the game state, it looks like he doesn't have too much gas. His hand doesn't look like it's too fire because he would have a line of play here started. Has Zoro gone through the refresh phase yet?
I think maybe I don't. Maybe he just kept the Don there, or is the shrimp? No, I don't know what they're thinking here. I wonder.
Yeah, I wonder what they're going through here. I wonder if
Yeah,
it's a communication thing or because Zoro hasn't started his turn, but it looks like they're going into. They must be close to overtime by now, right?
yeah.
So
Let's see.
okay, so now we're going into refresh phase. Interesting. Maybe it was on Portgas the Ace, and he was thinking about whether he wanted to tap the 1 card to play like maybe a chopper in his hand, or leave it up for a fake guard point if he doesn't have the real guard point or rad beam. Seeing 2 for Curly to Dawn right away. Is there anything specific that you think you're looking for as a Zoro player here with a Curly play?
Um, maybe an
You know,
Easel into like a Marco, but Marco's at 1, so I mean, oh, a Mach and a Machino, maybe probably
yeah,
pushing for damage here for sure.
Makino is interesting.
Zoro player taking a little bit of time to think. This turn is definitely hard. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I
It's a
think
big turn.
I yeah, I mean this turn is decides where you win or lose for sure. So I don't
Yeah.
blame the Zoro player for taking his time.
Are we tapping one and seeing that Machina come down and boost up that Otama to as a first boost, and then attaching a Don onto Zoro for another boost, trying to make it do a little damage? I mean, no matter what you're doing though, with that Marco on board, I think you can't get game here unless you get an unblockable swing with like Zoro or a unblockable Luffy you have in hand. So, but you have to leave enough Don up to make those plays. So it's just difficult.
And
This
then
is
we
an
see a
interesting board
5K
state.
swing with Otama. All right. I mean, and then he's just
Yeah,
gonna. Is it a 5K or is it a 6K? I wasn't really sure, but I
I
think
think
he's.
regardless, if we're tapping
Oh
one,
yeah,
yeah,
we're
we're
just
getting out of
tapping.
the attack.
Oh, I think he did like a 9K swing or something,
There
and
we go.
you just or 7K or 8K. 8K? I think it's 8, right?
Must have
Yeah.
been 8, yeah.
Yeah, because he
And
just
then he
1K.
sucked all the cards out of his opponent's hand.
Oof. Okay.
All right, but there's not enough Don left for any type of rush attacker. So
Wait, did he take
now
that?
we're swung out. Yeah, he took the 6K from leader. It
Oh,
looks like
okay, okay, okay.
leader swung
Yeah,
right
yeah,
after.
yeah.
But yeah, no, now we're looking at a great position for Port Gosti Ace. This is the turn that you definitely
So we
turn
will
everything
see a
sideways and you
5K
don't leave
swing with
anything up.
Buggy. Just
One
going
card out of
1K.
hand. Another 5K,
And the
that's
really cool
fine.
thing about Ace is that you have the leader ability, so you can push more damage without having to use Dawn, which is
Mm-hmm.
pretty crazy.
Fun fact, that's called in Dragon Ball Super, since you can combo in hand, kind of like you can counter in One Piece. It's called dumping in Dragon Ball, where you just dump your whole hand on an attack to try to push it through. And that's exactly what Ace can do, is just dump their whole hand on. So it's
Yeah.
funny.
I mean, he still has 2 Dawns up. He just used. I I think you have to go for it here. I mean, you swung
Mm-hmm.
with the blocker already. Just
Mm-hmm.
probably thinking.
Everything. It's got to be everything. 9, and then every card in hand if they're events. Oh, he's scared though. It just goes 2 3Ks, right? Puts him up to 11. So he
Yep.
needs to swing 9, or is that 10 with leader? It would be 10 with leader and then dump 2 cards from hand. If they're both events, you're swinging 12 and you're in the clear. But he is thinking, yeah, they're definitely events in hand because he's thinking about whether
9K
he needs to leave
swing.
anything
Are
up.
we gonna see any event? Oh, we see a rat. Oh, and a Zoro!
Oh,
Oh
it
no, he
wasn't. It
had it!
wasn't.
Oh no, he was 1K away. I thought he had it there for a second. Oh
Me
no.
too.
I
Me
was
too.
like, I
And
see the rat beam. Oh my gosh, that's crazy. Just barely the ace got the win.
seriously. Oh man. And the
So he,
cards in his hand weren't events, so he couldn't make it any bigger either.
yeah, so that's just, oh wow.
That was a good ending. That
That
was a
was a
good ending
good,
to
that
the
was
match for sure.
definitely kept us on the edge. Sure, let's see if there's any more tables to watch. Oh, I think there's
It's
still a
looking
table
like,
10. Let's go check that out.
see how they're doing. And it looks like we have red green law at 1 life as well. So this is a nail biter.
Oh, okay. We love seeing the standing table.
Yeah. Yep. For sure.
We see.
Unblockable Luffy just chilling on the board. That card is so important. Going into a refresh phase with an unblockable character, but there's 3 blockers on the Croc side. Sketchy.
Yeah, I mean, but you got the Luffy. The Luffy doesn't care.
That's
He can
very,
just
very
go
true.
through. But
Yeah, let's see what he does here. This is gonna be an interesting turn for Law. I'd love to see some aggression come down.
yep.
I'd love to know how many cards he's on in hand too. I don't think we can tell. Unless we're in the same situation that we were in the last game where he was on no cards in hand and top decking for turn.
Yep. You got this notification on the bottom. I should. Oh.
No worries.
Oh no. I think we're. Oh how? Oh no. How did I get rid of it? Guess we're
The
just.
Probably
purple thing I
drag
can't
it.
tell.
Oh okay. There we go. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate it.
perfection.
All right, AKA swing. No, at face. I think you just. I guess you take it. Are we gonna see another? Oh, maybe a trigger. Oh no, kept it in hand.
Ooh, AKF face is actually really interesting because if we see the second Luffy come
Yeah,
down,
I think that's just game, right?
yeah, we'll see.
Oh, we see a fire fist discarding a jet pistol. Okay.
Ooh, and we hit both. Oh, we hit two blockers. It's not all the blockers. There's still one more.
Yep.
Do we see just a second Fire Fist or a second event card?
Yep.
It looks like Croc is only on 3 or 4 cards in hand too.
I think 3 cards left. Let's see. Let's see what.
Oh, Scotty has a full hand of cards from what I'm seeing. It looks like he's
Okay.
shuffling a lot.
I think we kind of
Okay.
see we see an event there, but and we think Ruffy's computer's maybe bugging out a little bit. Probably did not.
Oh yeah, that's weird.
Just a little. Well, it's okay. We can watch a slideshow. It's fine.
No worries. This is
Whatever
seeming
you
like
gotta
it's
do-
either gonna
whatever
be
you gotta
it's gonna
do
be
to
the last
play.
couple.
Yeah.
Yep, exactly. There we go. It's all good now.
Let's see it. We see a Zoro,
Zoro.
rush, swing at face.
5.
I mean, oh, I think we gotta disconnect. Love VCG here. It's our
No, we do love
it's
VCG.
our locals. Come check it out.
No.
Viral Card Games. Alright, I think we're about to get started.
Yeah, so they're shuffling out. This is gonna be an interesting matchup. It's Zoro versus Law. Zoro is definitely favored to be the best red deck coming post Banlist here.
Yep. So we see Tony win.
But I don't know, that showing we saw from Law earlier just really gives me some hope here for Law in this meta. So we'll see. I'm excited to see this game. Is this the type of matchup where you think both players want to go first?
I think I feel like the Law player just wants to go second though.
Yeah, I think
So,
as Law, I
let's see.
agree. I think as Law, you want to get the resources, but I think as Zoro, you do want to go first because you have so many 1-drops that you can start the game off with as far as searchers, and then have them be attackers on turn 2. Ooh, we see a keep on the first hand from Law, which is really nice. Zoro's probably shuffling, looking for one of those 1-drop searchers since he knows he's probably going to be starting here.
Yep. Just shuffling out these guys. Probably a mulligan.
What'd you say? All right, and with Zoro wrapping up here, be a half cut, and then it's going straight into hand. Let's see which player ended up going first. I'd have to assume it's Zoro, especially because he mulliganed. So, yep. That's an interesting place to put the leader all the way back there behind the Don.
Yeah, I mean, some people just like more space. Maybe want to show off their Dawn. Who knows? You know.
Oh, true. All right, we see Nami into Zoro. That's a pretty nice grab. 2 Don for Law here. To Don. Yep. Tony Chopper. That's pretty fantastic.
And we see a swing 5K with Zoro here. And then a Vista. Ooh.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's big. This is interesting. We've been seeing so many people switching over to playing more Marcos and Vistas and things. So 5K leader from Law. Just trying to get the life difference to not be so big. Are we gonna take a card? No, we're gonna definitely take that card to hand.
Yeah, I mean, once you start swinging with your characters, I don't think they're swinging at your life anytime soon for sure. So we see a Nami here grabbing a chopper, always good.
Super.
I really like Tusa's Matt. Gotta represent that Digimon, right?
Absolutely. I think he won that at locals here at Battlegrounds too, so it's funny. We see Dadan grab a Machino,
Mm-hmm.
just textbook, just like we saw in that last matchup as well.
So we
And then do we see a
know.
third character?
Oh,
Yep.
so we know in his hand right now he has a Makino and a Chopper. Now we
Yep.
see a Robin, so we know 3 cards in his hand.
So far, we've seen for every down that he spends on that turn, we saw a character come to the board and it replaces itself to his hand. So his hand isn't lacking, but his board is very developed
Yeah,
here,
which
even through
is,
that Vista.
I mean, that's kind of what Zoro does as well. They
Mm-hmm.
just make every character they play, they just replace itself. So
Very
very,
true.
very good. Now we are on. Are we on 5 Dons for the Zoro?
Should be on 5 non, yep, for
So
Zoro
are we
here. I
maybe see
think
a
he just
Marco
hasn't
here?
gotten his.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could.
we might. I think we might see a Marco here just to ramp up that pressure and kill
Mm-hmm.
all the characters that the law player may want to bounce back.
True. Yeah, for here, for Law, we're definitely going to be taking down a 2 life right away. And
Oh,
then we're going
yep,
to,
sure
yep,
we are.
nice. And
Marco
we're hitting a
also.
Nami.
That Marco also will put a lot of pressure next turn, just because if he puts 1 Don on Zoro, that's a 7k swing
Mm-hmm.
without having to invest Dons.
That's super
Then
true.
see a Luffy in hand, showing Luffy.
And it's a hard body to remove. It's coming out on turn 3 in the game. He's going to have to deal with it for pretty much the rest of the game here. Here is Law. I think it's going to be trying to drain out your opponent's hand. So we're going to see a 5k swing an opponent, really enticing him to counter out with a 1k. But he might just take it and bring himself down to 3 life. I think you're pretty healthy here from 3.
And we
Yep,
see
we
a
do see the
Jozo
1k.
counter. Yep.
Oh, 2k counter, actually.
Makino. Makino
Machina will
effect.
boot.
And we'll see a 5k swing. Takes it.
Take the 5k. That's totally fine for him here.
Yeah, I
Do we
think.
see the Don turn sideways?
Yeah. I think. I
No,
think
we go
the
to
law
5
player
characters and
wants to
bounce.
play 5 characters and bounce back the Makino and Nami. Is probably why. Uh, he even
He saw
swung
swings.
with Nami.
That's
And
true.
he missed. Oof.
Oof. Missing on the Don is rough. So we bring Machina back. I think you're totally right. We see 5
Yep.
cost lock him
There
down,
we
bring
go.
up. Do you see Zoro? No,
Ooh,
Nico Robin, which is
a
very strong
Robin.
here as well.
Very strong.
That being a very good response turn from the Law. Let's see what the Zoro can do here. He is still in the driver's seat, though. He's commanding the game state very much so still. With no characters to swing at this turn, it's kind of a rough place for Law because he doesn't have any buffer cards to kind of give up and sacrifice to Zoro's aggression. So all of the aggression this turn is going to be going at Zoro at Law's life. So we're going to see some cards come out of hand for sure.
So the law player definitely in a good position with 5 characters up and 2 blockers.
Mm-hmm.
The Zoro player definitely doing good clearing characters, but when the law player just every character replaces itself, you can't really completely fully clear the board. But
Yeah,
let's
you
see
just
what the
can't get
Zoro
ahead.
player does here. He has a
I
lot
think
of
one of the
cards
first
in
things
hand.
we're going to see, yeah, I think we're going to see a 7k swing from that Marco. We're going to attach a Don on
Yeah,
Zoro and then
probably. Or maybe he'll put like a Dawn on Vista or something. Nope. I think you were spot on. I think he or maybe 6k
oh,
first,
6k first. Okay.
just to see if he does anything.
Ooh, did we just see a Luffy peek out of Law's hand? That's actually
I
very
I
scary for
think so.
anybody.
I think so.
Okay, so we do see the 2k counter out. That makes it so that when the 7k does turn sideways, we're taking that, I think, 100%.
7k
Or we're
swing.
sacrificing a Tony Chopper.
And we see a block here. I mean, that's definitely probably something you want to do just to get cards off your board.
Yep.
Yeah.
He did pick up that Nami at the end of his last turn,
Yeah.
so we do know that could be a start for his next one.
I mean, as much as it looks like the Law is in a commanding position. Just the fact that Law doesn't have Bonnie is might be trouble for him. So let's see
For
what
sure, one card per turn is gonna be,
two.
but he does have. So far he has had his floaters, so he
Yeah.
hasn't been too in trouble. But we'll see if
Yep.
we can get that
Yep.
green card on the board here.
Yeah. Six.
We
The
also
Law
have
player has six.
film Brook to look
Oh.
forward to
Yep.
here as
Yep. For
well.
sure. Bounce back a curly.
Yep,
Right. And then
totally.
play out again. It's not bad.
Zero's taking his time, really trying to finesse through his turn and make sure that he's like presenting the right type of aggression. He doesn't want to just waste his character swings for the turn, and he probably doesn't want to play out too many cards from hand because he does want to keep a healthy hand size.
Zero.
We do see Zero come down.
6K swing.
And we see Law going down to 1 here. This is an interesting position for Law because if we see Brook come down here and Brook brings down another card, he still turns on his leader ability right away with enough Dawn to do
I
it
think
too.
Tony here just telling how many cards he has. I think he just set 5 with his hand. I mean, Law players, they can go down to 0 life and still be fine. So, I mean,
True.
and here we see a 5K swing. Popping
5K
the
swing.
Nami. Interesting.
Looks like it's gonna be 5K at the Zoro. Yeah, Zoro got hit by that Otama. Really sweet, yeah.
Yeah.
And now our next play is definitely gonna be seeing a Nami
would
come
you
down.
consider KOing the Vista over Nami, or is it just because of like Magara and Makino that you're just scared of
The one drop.
yeah, just like the just the boost mechanic?
I think one drops are so scary that I agree with too. So I think that you do go for the Nami there.
Yeah.
Because a one drop can be a 7K so much more Dawn efficient than a Vista can be a 7K. But Vista can be more Dawn efficient as a
Definitely.
5K. But
Makes sense.
here we're thinking for the Law player side, he needs to present some pretty good aggression on this turn as well. So see a 5K swing at life. Hitting him down to 2 life would be a really good position to put the Law player in. Because
Yeah.
he's just making sure that the life deficit is never
yeah.
too much for him to deal with.
And I also think hitting the Marco is a little too much considering it's 6K, so you just have to like invest too much Dawn on it, you know?
I totally agree.
You know, I mean, I definitely can see why just swinging at face just makes more sense. I'm just wondering if he takes this here. Let's see it.
The only thing I could see him doing is maybe ending his turn with swinging. If he knows that he can get some blockers on the board, swinging with that
Interesting.
Law.
Blocking
Ooh, we
with
do.
Marco. I don't know if I would have done that considering Marco just is so much pressure in this matchup.
I agree.
Because, yeah, I mean, unless he has
He
like
is a little bit.
more Marcos in his hand.
And he could be a little bit desperate though if he just doesn't have the counter power, and he really doesn't want to go down to too low of life because he knows how aggressive Ace can be.
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
now we see
Law.
a beige. Yeah, that's just bouncing back the beige. Oh, interesting. Oh,
Bringing down the
he's just
Luffy
going for
for
the
yeah. Let's
damage.
go.
Wow. Okay, so maybe the Marco. Oh, he still has a 2K.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. But now he's almost out of cards in hand, so
I don't know.
he Law did a really good job that turn.
I think the one down left is probably a Radical if I had to take a guess.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, I like it. I think I like swinging with the Luffy because you use your leader power as well as like, I don't think Zoro, like if you have a Radical in hand, I don't think Zoro can win, right? So
Yeah.
I definitely like this play of just bouncing the blocker back instead of just playing it safe and going really
Zoro
aggressive.
really has to think about where his aggression is going to go too. There's 3 characters turned sideways, but his opponent's on 1 life, but he's got a pretty decent amount of cards in hand, right?
Yeah.
So, and he's not in a very healthy position either. He's got 3 cards in life, but we know how Zoro builds are, and we know how they are with defense. With 1 or 2 cards in hand, I believe he's looking at having a rough turn here. But he does have the cards to kind of make that impact. He does have 4 attacks on this turn. Never mind any rush attacks in hand.
Oh, he's gone.
We're going
big
for
here.
bodies. Yeah, big numbers of bodies, I think, is the play here, or the plan. We'll see. I thought they were going under leader, but if we're looking at big numbers going under those Vistas, Vista can push some damage at life this turn. Or at least
Ooh,
present some damage, right?
maybe he's just going big here. Okay, I mean,
Oh,
if you're just
interesting.
gonna lose, you might as well. Or if you're just
Yeah, for real.
if
If
you're
you're
like,
going
oh, I
for it.
can't deal with this board, why not just try and win? Because I mean, if
Mm-hmm.
they go down to 0 life, you could just play a rush Luffy, right, and just swing for game, right? So like,
Very
they
scary.
really
Yep.
can't afford to take it, which we see here with a red beam and a Otama.
Yep.
And then now, what is he gonna do with the rest of the Dons? So, I wonder if you just go for Bort now.
Yeah, I wonder as well because the 5Ks going at life aren't going to do anything, but 5Ks going at characters are going to get some aggression off your opponent's
Yeah,
side of the board, which is
as
going to
well
make you
as the
live.
characters are lower attack points, attack power, so like you're able to do more damage.
Yeah, way more of a deficit. If we see a 5K swing here, that might entice Law to turn sideways with the 6K blocker, and then everything else can go up to Law for the turn, which is dangerous too. But we see some big numbers coming out of. Is that going to be 8K with Marco?
Yeah, I think he might be swinging at Luffy here, if I had to take a guess.
Yeah, that's where I would think.
Yeah, I mean I like this
Totally
because like
agree.
the Luffy is a big threat. Oh no, he's swinging at
It
face.
was at
Oh,
life. I
okay.
would take that too. I would take
Okay,
that
yeah,
too. You
yeah.
have your
I think you take that for sure, because losing
because
that
you have your
blocker
blocker
wall
on
is just.
board, and we're completely out of unblockable range here. So
So do you put
you hoping for 2 5Ks to connect through 5 cards in hand
so
on this turn? It's
6K?
rough. Oh, maybe we're going at characters here because he does have a 3 life buffer.
Yeah.
If he's going at characters here, I don't hate
Oh,
it.
he's
So we're
just
blocking
blocking
at 6
1K.
and counter. That was definitely a character swing, I believe.
Yeah. Then that 5K swing probably into the curly if I had to take a guess, just to put some aggression down
Yeah,
as
but
well
we're
as.
looking at countering out.
Oh
Oh
no,
yeah,
it's
it's
into
out.
the. Oh,
And I can see it
okay.
getting it there for sure. Yeah, that
Three
makes a
cards
lot of
in hand.
sense.
I mean, I mean the Zoro player definitely is in the driver's seat right now, considering
Mm-hmm.
the Law player has no life and only 4 cards in hand, while the Zoro has 3 cards and 3 life, so that's like potentially 6 cards.
Definitely.
So I think
And
it's
no matter how we chop it up, we're looking at Zoro possibly having a rush Luffy on the next
yeah.
turn. So even if we clean the board up really nicely, the blockers just aren't safe enough.
Or there could also
So
be
yeah,
potential Diable Jambe, so like let's
scary.
see.
Very
Yep.
true. We do see a Curly Denon definitely going for a body here and definitely picking up a body here. 3 cards in hand isn't enough to defend any characters here as a red player going against 0 life. At least any characters that aren't Marco, right?
Yeah. And I think the Law player recognized that he cannot win this turn, which is a
Mm-hmm.
so is just cleaning up the board and probably playing a blocker out and just hoping he doesn't have a rush Luffy in hand.
Mm-hmm. I think you can clean the board up pretty nicely. Well, actually, you do have the opportunity to pick up the Marco this turn. If you turn all your cards sideways and only go for characters,
Mm-hmm.
you can burn through a lot of your opponent's hand and then possibly take a Marco in the very end instead of trying to push a damage or something.
Yeah. 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 I think so too.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. Law does have some options here.
I mean, he still has 10 down to work with, so anything's like
Mm-hmm.
possible.
True. Really taking his time trying to divide up his Dawn and figuring out what numbers he wants to swing at. We see the last 2 Dawn there on the side for sure for Law ability. So, did we ever see that Nami come back down from his hand? He might be sitting on that to be able to hit that 5th card on board.
I don't think so. I kind of lost track. I think he countered out with
I know,
one
right?
Nami, and I know he
Oh,
has
he
a
could
mage
have.
in hand for sure. Oh, okay.
Very
So we
true.
see an 8K swing here. I think at the Marco.
Mm-hmm. And this is where it's huge. If he does save the Marco here, we have a chance to kill that Marco for sure.
Yeah.
But it might just be
I
best to
like
let
this
it
Brook
go.
play as well because you're not really wasting any Dons. You were like putting
Mm-mm.
2 Dons on the Luffy, so like you're and now you're able to do Diable Jambe. So I really like it. And then he's just doing a 5K swing.
Hmm. If we see a tap two into a second law blocker, pick up Curly Dodon and bring down a
Yeah.
Capone, be
Would you
beautiful.
consider putting 3 Dons on Otama and swinging Vista here, just so that you can get one more damage in? Since you have so much Don to
Yeah,
work with, that would be pretty
that's a good
funny.
point.
Yeah. See, we're just bouncing it. Oh, he's going for the restand.
Ooh, the
Interesting.
resend's huge here because now we actually do
Oh,
get a damage as well as
He's playing around Jet Pistol. I
yeah,
think. Yep.
smart play because Jet Pistol hurts so bad here.
And I think he might be killing Curly just to play a blocker. That we saw he had earlier at the. Oh no, he's playing 2. Oh,
Yep,
he
he's getting the
said,
Brook out of there.
you better have a Diablo Jambe or a
Yep.
Luffy, or
Because
else
I
it's
think he recognized that no matter what he lost to the Diablo Jomla, anything unblockable and huge, he was losing there too.
yep,
So he's doubling down on having the blockers,
yep,
and he's doubling down on
and
just
he's
having board
and
space.
just pushing
So,
for damage. So
hmm
I guess I can see why he didn't put that 3K, because he wanted to put Dons on his character so it doesn't get popped by
Jet
Jet
Pistol.
Pistol, or
Yep.
yeah, Jet Pistol.
Because he does need all of this aggression going into the last turn. Because even with 2 cards in life,
Yeah.
it's a good amount of
And
cards, and triggers can happen.
I think our Zoro player does not have Luffy, or else he would just be slamming that down, huh?
Hmm.
Slamming
He'd be
down.
starting his turn with an unblockable swing
Or
for sure. So,
or like a 6K Zoro and then like slam the Luffy, because it's the same math, right? Oh yeah.
yep. 2 Don
Yep.
out for
So
Curly.
he's
Yeah, we're
probably
just
going
digging
back
here.
for the
Maybe we're
Brook.
looking for Curly into Nami into unblockable swing, but that burns a little bit of odd Don
Yeah,
here.
but they. Oh wait, he can't add that. Okay. Yeah.
No.
It's not Nami.
Wasn't the Nami.
Wrong order.
For sure.
Wrong order. Okay, let's see what
All right, so we're
happens
2
after.
Don down. We found a not quite useful card, so we are looking a little bit rough here. We have 8 Don available to us to try to make it work through 3 blockers without anything that's unblockable. Taking his time here is definitely smart,
Yeah.
though. You do want to make sure you don't miss any swings that you have the chance to, because he is technically only on 2 cards in hand. So once the blockers turn sideways, it's not a huge number that he needs to go with to get in there. All right, we're picking the leader swing number. Anything too big is just going to get chump blocked, though. That's the thing that's rough here. So it's going to be 8K.
8K swing. Okay. I mean, I like it because it forces a block. If you have all this Don, you. And
If you
maybe
have a 2K and a 1K in hand, you just dump hand here.
no. I think you just block on the first one, just so that he can't like go anything fancy.
True.
I think a rush door is about to pop down. Probably.
Yeah, we picked up
Yep,
3
I see it.
Don.
Yep.
Rush
6K.
Sorrel.
It's gonna be a 6K swing.
Oof, he's thinking here. 6K, 1 Don
Or
makes it 7.
8K.
We're going to 8K. We're just committing here. This is another one where I think you just sack the Tony
block.
Chopper.
Yeah, you block with the chopper. There's no way. So I mean, it is looking rough for the Zoro player, but he does have 2 shields, 2 life left, and then Tony's on 4 cards. So I don't know if you can 100% go for it, but I think you have to. So
You do, for sure. It is looking kind of sketchy here. You
yeah,
put 1 Don and everything. I think you can get, yeah, it's just choosing the numbers that you're swinging
just
at, but I'm
7K.
liking
Yeah.
7 for the first one.
Yeah.
7 for the first one makes 9K on everything else look really appealing if he counters out of the first one.
Yep. I think I would have countered that, and we saw that Magara. So
Yep.
now it's an interesting choice. I mean, so if he does 7K, I think you counter it, because if they don't have a rush or you're just, the game's over, right? If they don't have a rush or a restand, the game's over, right?
Oh, he's
So
thinking too. It might be 2K in
I
hand.
think you just, because let's say you don't counter it, they do 9K on the next one, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then
Mm-hmm.
you 9k, 8k, unless you can block 8. Maybe you just take the last two and just 8k out of it.
Ooh, that's a good point too.
Yeah. I mean, just
Yep,
to,
take it here.
yeah.
But for every attack that you take at those lower numbers, those last two attacks are getting bigger.
Yeah. So,
But we
I
do
mean,
have
I think
three.
you go 8 and 9 here, but if he can block 8k, the game's. Ooh, 7. You
Seven
have to
again. I
counter
wonder what's in
this.
his hand.
You have to
Maybe he has
counter this.
very good defense in hand.
I think you can counter it. I think you counter this if you can. Okay, a 2 and a 1. Yep. Yep, 7k. Ooh, I like this.
So here we're looking at how many 7k will clear will take a
Yeah,
damage
this
here.
is because now you have to. I mean, you're not
You're
swinging.
committed.
You're not swinging unless you have a rush. But I think you just
Mm-hmm.
lose, right? I think I see a Zoro. I think I see a Zoro. I
I think
think
seven
it's.
seven
I
does
think
it.
it's 7/7. Yeah, so he's taking this for sure because it's just one card,
Yep.
and then we'll see if.
And there's no way to
All right, let's
tap
see
three,
it.
put
Let's
two.
see what
Yep.
his last two cards. If he has a 2k and 1k. Oh no, he has
No, it
two.
was a
He
2k
just
and 1k.
no, it was
Was that
just
two
one.
1ks?
Yeah, two 1Ks.
Oh, yep,
Oh,
yep, yep. Oh man,
wow.
wow. Good job too. So what great math
Good job.
there. For
That's
sure, for sure.
crazy.
That was just, yeah, that was clever. I was wondering if he was going to try to do something fancy where he was going to try to activate leader ability to
Yep.
get Luffy back up and down, but
Yeah,
it kind of didn't
that
matter.
was a good game by both players for sure. They
No,
both
absolutely. That was
and
really sweet.
definitely. All right, let's move down to table 2.
Two. Let's do it. All right, loading up for me.
Yep. And then
Looks like we got
we
Ace
see an
versus
ace
Ace.
mirror. Let's go.
Wow.
It's the deck's still not dead.
Definitely not. Yeah, the deck is. I've been saying for a while the deck was fine. It didn't need that specific top end, and didn't need that really cheap blocker ability to be good. So,
Yeah, I think at this point you just play more aggressive, right?
hmm
Like more aggressive ace instead of like more oh, we see a Shanks. Interesting. I mean,
Shanks is out on the Fuzon side. That's
yeah,
interesting.
I mean, I kind of like it because if you don't have Whitebeard anymore, like you can have just like a Shanks as your
hmm
top end, and
Very true.
he's discarding for the Marco, the one Marco, then swinging for
So
10.
looking here, checking on life, it looks like we're on 2 life on Fuzon, but Damon is also on 2 life as well. So this is a very, very neck and neck match. More characters out on the Fuzon side. And looks like we're just we're cleaning up characters as the act for, oh no, we didn't. We're passing turn. So now we're having 3 cards on the bottom ace player side. 3 cards in the top player side as well.
I think
Fuzon on
I
3 cards
think
in
we
hand. We're
might.
not sure on Damon.
Yeah. See, it's,
There isn't a Marco on the aces
oh,
side.
he let it
So
die. Wow.
yeah, he must have.
He must have be out of cards. So I think
Yeah,
it's Ace's turn, and I think they're clearing the
we're
board.
cleaning up board.
Well, I mean, yeah, I think so. I think just a little bit of cleanup, but
Not too
4
much.
cards in hand.
Yep. Last couple cards are just a little bit too big to be getting off the board this turn without fully committing on.
Yeah, just the Shanks just going in for damage each turn is really good.
Very true.
Okay, off the Curly Dawn.
Makino. I can come down and help that buggy get pretty decently
Yeah,
big
for
this
sure.
turn to go after that Portgasti ace. Makino helps so much with the Dawn efficiency in red, so. Oh man, this is exciting though. They are very neck and neck here. And you can see that the bottom ace, Damon, is trying to develop his board here, just trying to present something almost as strong as what is on Fuzon's side. I'd love to know the amount of cards in Damon's hand to see if there's a deficit in card advantage in hand right now.
Yeah.
I'd love to take this time to shout out Biff in the chat, keeping the chat funny as ever.
Yeah, we love Biff here.
Yeah, for real.
He's one of our Discord uh friends that come up.
Also, just shout out to the 25 people in here right now. That's pretty exciting,
Yeah, well, wow.
especially for our
I
first
mean, I
locals.
don't even have chat open. So that's crazy. Yeah.
No worries, I got chat open on the
Yeah.
side, so I'll keep an eye out for it.
Keep it low key.
So it looks like Damon so far, as far as developing the board, we saw Makino come down. Makino's boosting that buggy that's on the board, and we'll see what he chooses to do with it. It's still going to cost 1 Dawn to go at that Portgasti Ace, and he is on 4 cards in hand. So
Ooh.
4 cards in hand. Oof.
Maybe he's killing
Yeah.
the ace. Maybe he's just
Maybe he's
like,
killing the ace.
just
Is that a 9K swing?
Buggy just says, yeah, I think it is because he Makino boosted as well as put
Guard
and
point.
I think a guard point's gonna come down here. Yeah.
He needed 1 more Dawn there to make that an efficient swing.
Yeah, yeah, especially since Racco's not a thing anymore. So like, I think the 10K, but we're gonna see an 8K swing
8K with
potentially.
leader?
Probably put.
I think you 2K out of that if you have a 2K. Absolutely.
Yeah, Jozu. Oof.
Oh, it's at life? No. Yeah,
I think
that's
so.
a
I
Jozu
think
at that.
so. I think so. Okay.
Wow. So we have a bunch of characters, but they're all turned sideways on his side. And Fluzon does still have 2 life here, so do we just continually see characters on the board get swung into for a while here?
I mean, I think if you're the ace character, if you're Fluzon, I think you just start swinging at their face because
Yeah.
and I think
7
he just
face,
did that.
9 at face, and then 15 at face now.
Oh, and he's doing the fire. Is it fire fist or what?
He might
give
be
plus?
activating leader effect to give it plus another 1K.
No, the
Oh, the event.
the event to give plus 4K.
Yeah.
Let me
Oh,
see
fiery
the
doll. I
yeah
see what you're
fire
saying.
doll.
Yeah. Yes. There
That
we
would
go.
have been huge if he actually. I think he had ace in his life because that would have been huge if he had ace in hand and he could have potentially clear board easier. So.
Yeah, I totally
So
agree.
that was a good
That was an
game by both
exciting
of us.
end.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Having that big board development, that's just like the most important thing, honestly.
All right.
Having board space.
And I think we're on to the last table.
Yes, we are. Gets again
Let's
versus Kanye's best.
See the Magellan
All right.
players.
Magellan versus Zoro here.
Oh, and he drops the 1
9
Whitebeard.
beard. But Magellan has a full board here, so.
Wait, did he just counter out? What happened? Did he double? Did he double Hell's Judgment?
I'm not sure what happened there.
I mean, I see 2 Hell's Judgment. Camera a little fuzzy, but I see 2 Hell's Judgment and a Sadie on the left side of the screen, so I'm just wondering if he.
No, yeah, that's true. Did he just leave a whole bunch of Dawn up to counter out of like a big swing?
Yeah.
How much life is he on? Oh, he's on no life. All right, I wonder what's going to be happening here. And then we see Newgate swing here with no blockers with a bunch of Dawn on him. Is this just the end of the game?
Or is he taking it? What's happening?
I don't think he can take. Magellan has no life, I believe.
No, I think the Zora player is taking it. I wonder what's happening.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Oh,
yes.
I think that's the game over. I'm not really sure who won there.
Yep, the game's over.
And we'll be back in, let's say 3 minutes, just so everyone can get through
Yeah.
their tables. All right, I think we're about to begin again.
All right, perfect. This is an exciting matchup here. Portgasti Ace versus
So
Lawman.
this is the last matchup. Last
one for the tournament.
Last one for a tourney. All right, excited to see what these guys bring.
Me too. Me too.
I mean,
I
every.
think so.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, oh yeah. Thing I was gonna say is that looking at the matchup from a neutral perspective, I think that Porkos the Ace has the leg up, right? Purely because of the existence of Fire Fist. You have so many ways to search, and so you have so many ways to use it. So it's never going to be a brick in your hand. But that clearing two bodies on board at a time is going to wear your opponent down throughout the game. So if you can resolve a good amount of them, it's going to be an uphill fight for Law, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think it's going to be uphill for Law, but if Law is able to just replace every single character they play, they're in really good shape.
Very true. Very true.
Because
No, this is
then
going to be a great
everything you
matchup, and
KO. Yep.
Law's been showing out so far too. So
And I feel like every matchup has been really close. Like so.
every matchup has been good. Yeah, super exciting to watch.
So here we see a
So
Whitebeard parts.
yep. So with Whitebeard Pirates coming down, he's just kind of deciding what to pick up. We pick up an Ezo. He's gonna get another search here.
Yep.
That's a really good response here to the law players. Just tap one for Tony Tony Chopper as well, so he's gonna get a pretty efficient turn. A nice little one for one. Nice.
Nice. That's a huge pickup right there. That Marco. That
Yep.
puts a lot of pressure just KOing any blockers or any units.
Yeah, Marco's this is and Fire Fists are gonna be pretty big here. So we see a 5K swing at leader here. I think you definitely take this. I don't think you have the resources to just start dumping cards to keep
Yeah.
a life deficit in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
But we are thinking. I wonder what those last three down are going to be coming down for. I wonder if it's going to be like a Bonnie and a Nami or something of the sort. Oh, I guess you hold Bonnie till a little bit later than this game state, but looks like we're just turning the gas on with Zoro. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely what you need to be doing in this matchup, right? You need to be equalizing it somehow.
Yeah, I mean, like, if all your bodies die, you might as well just, like, hey, let's swing and get value immediately, you know? So
Absolutely.
I definitely can see just putting up the pressure.
So we see a buggy come down. Can we find a fire event here to
Ooh,
help
a
us out?
round
Was that a Whitebeard?
table. No,
Oh,
that's a
round
round
table.
table. I really like that card in Ace.
I do too.
Considering, like, if they play any big guys, you can just round table.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, oh, wow. Fire Fist KOs both characters. Wow.
Nice.
That's
Nice.
that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, that's a good start right here.
Now I'm just wondering if you actually swing at the Zoro first, if maybe like bait out a counter,
Mm-hmm.
and
To
then
force him to keep it and then do it.
or maybe you
Yeah.
just want to do the damage because you just want
Yep,
to
you're already
put the
down 2
pressure.
lives, so you do. Yep, you can't keep it letting it 2 out of hand here.
Yeah.
So here we're on 5 Dawn. We can play a combo like Brook to get cards back on our board, but if a Brook is met with another Fire Fist turn.
The problem with Law right here is he knows that the Ace player has Marco in the hand, so
Mm-hmm.
if he plays like a chopper or any like blocker or any small character, they most likely will just get popped by the Marco.
Very true.
So we see an Ezo here just for the 1k. Probably just don't want to take as much damage, which is understandable.
Mm-hmm.
Now
Super
we'll see
understandable,
Curly.
definitely.
Otama.
Yep,
Now,
Curly into Otama, that's awesome.
yeah.
Oops.
I mean, just hitting off Curly's awesome because a lot of times you miss. Oh, and he
So
taps
true.
the Bonnie right away. Wow,
We need
that
he
is
needs cards in
risky.
hand for
Yeah,
sure.
but like
It is risky for sure.
you losing the Bonnie might just might be might be very bad. All right, let's
If
see.
he has another Bonnie here and he can sack that Bonnie here just to kind of take less life on this turn, because if he takes 2 damage on this turn, it's a pretty rough turn this early in the game. So we see the buggy get turned sideways to get him off the board, and now we're left with 2 attackers for the turn. Oh, tapping where that Marco's coming down.
Yep. We knew it was in hand,
Yeah,
so that Marco dropping down is surprise. And that's another swing. I think you just take it, right? You just want these cards.
I think this is going a little bit according to Tusa's plan though, because he is getting a lot of Ace's removal out early, and every card that he's put on the board so far has replaced itself except for the Zoro. But the Zoro did take a life when it came down, so
Yep.
he's on a healthy amount of cards in hand. He's not too low on cards on board, and yep, we just keep on seeing searchers come down. So maybe that's the reason that we saw that Bonnie get used up last turn.
Yeah. So we see a Nami here. Let's grab a chopper.
Nami
okay.
gets a chopper. And
Sounds
Chopper
good.
can technically come down here because we did just see that Marco that we
Yeah.
had the public information on come down. So
Yeah.
we are challenging what he has in hand now with only, 4 or 5 cards in hand now for him, or 5 or 6. I think Law's really thinking about whether he develops the board this turn or if he tries to push some damage, but I think you do want to try to develop the board this turn, but you're just super scared of Fire Fest on the next turn.
Probably swing at buggy. Is Law a slash? Oh
Law's
no,
a slash.
Okay, yeah. So he can. I was like, I'm pretty sure Law uses a sword, so he's he uses a so it must be a slash. But yeah, I was like,
No, absolutely.
yeah. So we see a Jozu here because going down to, after 3 life, it's a little sketchy, right? Maybe
Absolutely.
at 3 life, you're chill. Oh, and he drops a 5 cost Law. It's not just to play Zoro, okay. And then he has to go face because Zoro is definitely a slash, so.
Yep. So he's just forced to go face, but he is taking cards out of hand. Some of those cards might be event card fuel or just cards that he just needs to get out of hand at this board state.
Yeah, he has 1 Dawn up, but I think he would just like counter with a 1k event rather than like a guard point. Yep, here we see a.
Yep. All right, what's the next play here then?
Actually, if he had 2 Dawns up, that chopper would be gone.
Very true.
Yeah.
Very, very true. Oofed. So we do see the chopper come out. If he does want to get rid of that chopper, we'll see at least 3 Dawn come out of his attack curve. But that is gonna. Oh.
And here we. Okay.
It's gonna be ace.
Ace.
Okay.
Wow. That ace is
Ace
a lot
is gonna,
of pressure.
It is. It's gonna clear out that Zoro for free basically this turn.
And it made the Law 3k, so like if he blocks it, it just dies to regular ace. So that's crazy.
So we see Izo coming 2k at 2k at Zoro. I don't think you have the board space to board seat to defend that.
If you block it, then Buggy's coming in, right? So I don't think you block. I think you just take it and just like, I think you just go down to 0, right?
You might have to.
You might have to. 0. Well, you definitely counter this, but I think the other 2 you just.
The 7k, yeah, you cannot afford to pay for that because if you can't remove the chopper on this turn, it's actually really good space to have the chopper going into your next turn because you need board.
And if I'm pretty sure the Ace player is not playing Diablo Jambe, so I don't think you have to worry about dying.
Very true. Yep. Just gotta take this one too. I don't think you give him 2 cards in hand here. Ace player on 1 Dawn standing. That's so scary because he can have the guard point, he can have the radical.
And
or I guess he's at 3 life. Is that
really good with 3 life
he
as
is.
well.
Yep. All right. There's some important cards on the board that we need to get off the board. Marco's just too sticky, and Ace is a pretty big boy, so. But you can't count this Law list out at all because it's been performing like crazy so far, so we'll see what it can do.
This Ace player really showing that Ace isn't dead yet, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. This Ace list is looking crazy.
Coming down without a fight. They don't.
No, the idea that red isn't still strong is
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. I think it was just mostly a nerf towards just Whitebeard Newgate being
Hmm.
AK, just blocking off everything. So
They focus on a lot of cards that were just a little bit too mechanically efficient, which I
yeah,
think is smart,
true,
right?
true. Because having a blocker that revives and you can either block or swing with it next turn is very it very
Very
counteracts.
useful.
Well, yeah, but it really counteracts with uh trying to clear the board, like trying to control the game. Kind of
Hmm.
forces you to have to go like somewhere else, with your attacks. So
True. Very, very true. Here we're seeing Law have a hard time get through his turn just because he's just in such a rough position here. He's in the corner. We see the Nami come down, and we're following the Nami play up with maybe one more one drop to get our leader effect on. We're 2 cards away from getting our leader effect, so if they're both searchers, we can do something, but then we're just low on attack power for the turn to clear these big bodies off the board. One down still standing is just the most daunting thing about all of this too. Because he may not have blockers, but he does have high counter power, so you do have to invest here. But what do you invest in? Do you invest in the attack, or do you invest in getting your board developed?
I think you want to clear the board because at 3 life you're not really killing him, and like
Mm-hmm.
it also puts a lot of takes a lot of threats off the board. The problem is though the Marco has the ability to come back, so
Mm-hmm.
you can't really kill the Marco. I think you have to go for the 7K ace, which is really
Really
unfortunate.
difficult.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I think
Seven
he's
at
starting
seven.
with the 7 with the 7. I don't think you go face.
Yeah, there's just not quite few enough cards in the
Oh no,
Marco's
he's
hand.
going
Oh, that was
face.
7
Oh
at
wow.
phase.
He's just said,
Okay.
okay,
Only place
okay.
that you can really put
I
any
mean,
efficient damage here. So maybe we're seeing a lot of blockers in the aces or in the
yeah,
law player's
yeah.
hand.
I could see it. I could see it. I mean, I mean, if it's just too hard to kill ace, you might as well just go for face, right?
Mm-hmm. Put yourself in a position where you can take it.
Yeah, like with an unblockable Luffy or like any rush.
Yeah, for sure. We're sitting on a fat hand size here too. Or we've already replaced one of the cards that we played for turn. We did put the Brook on board, but Brook might be coming back out to the board to play another card that'll replace itself. So let's see.
Yeah, but the one down
Here,
up puts out a lot of defense for the ace player because he could have a guard
mm-hmm.
point or a radical. See a
Yep, we do see
Bonnie here.
Bonnie come down.
That's good.
Another floater.
Yep, that's good.
Yeah, he's definitely staying on track here, which is
Yeah.
good.
Oh,
He's gonna play
Allah.
like, oh,
That's huge.
we're gonna see
That's a
two.
huge take.
Yeah, we get a 2K counter back to hand, and we get our Bonnie back to hand.
Yep. Think I think right here you want to play like a Zoro, right? Just to put damage out.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
That would be
no, okay,
beautiful. Or
maybe.
just the blocker is
Yeah,
totally
that's
okay.
fine too. And 2 downs up.
Two
Okay.
Don standing.
Ooh.
And a book of a hand. 7 cards, I
Yeah,
think that was, or 8?
I think it's 6. I
6.
could be
Okay.
mistaken, but I think it's
No, no,
6.
no. You might be right. It might be 6.
And one of them's a Bonnie, and a Brook. We know for sure.
Along with 3 blockers on board. So we'll see if we tap some Dawn here. If the first Dawn tap for the turn is 3 for Fire Fist, feels a little bad here. It's gonna be 1 for an Ezo
Oh, Seaquake
or a Whitebeard Privates Pirates.
or Whitebeard Birds. Okay.
Nope, it was an Ezo though.
Or
You're
Easel.
all
Sorry,
right.
they're the
No
same
worries.
thing. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
exactly right.
Yeah.
All right, do we find Fire Fist?
Oh,
Oh,
Seaquake. Ooh.
Seaquake is good as well. Seaquake only
Yeah,
costs 1.
Seaquake will kill a blocker for sure.
Man, yeah. So since so many
So
people are gonna be going back to 1 drop blockers, Seaquake has some legs in an ace deck.
yeah, just the KO effects are so strong.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we're gonna see a 3. Oh, he's trashing a character to play a 3 cost or a 7 cost. Oh, is he quaking 2 laws? Oh wow.
Oh.
Oh
No,
wow.
yeah, he's gonna switch sequence. Oh wow.
Oh. Oh, he's quaking
Oh
2.
no.
Oh wow, that's crazy.
That is nutty. That's
Yeah.
a really good play to push with two
Or
seven.
maybe
Oh,
he's just quaking 1, but that's still
he sequeaked one, and then he's keeping one for that whatever event he had in hand last turn.
yeah. Okay, I that
These
makes sense. That
swings are
makes
gonna be
sense.
huge.
But I feel like if you quake that law, the game
It
might be
was
over for
yeah, that
him.
was a mm-hmm.
Oh, and discarding the
But
Bonnie. You don't like to see that. Unless you
no,
have
you really
multiple
don't.
Bonnies.
Oh, we saw two more. Yeah,
Okay, yeah,
he had
okay,
two more
okay,
in
he has
hand.
2 more. And we saw that Otama earlier. 7k, probably a
The
chopper
two aces are
blocker.
gonna eat the two choppers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
for sure. I think the chopper's going away.
unless you only want to give up one body, you can give up a 2K and a 1K here. But are you killing your opponent on the next turn? That's the question you got to ask yourself for those
Yeah.
kinds of trades.
I mean, you're never discarding the Bonnie for sure.
No, no, definitely not. Yep, we lose a chopper here.
Oh, I think we see another chopper going away as well.
Mm-hmm.
I think, yeah, he definitely still has the Brook and the Bonnie, so I don't
So
think.
we've seen Law leave up Dawn all tournament actually, but we haven't seen any events come down. Have these all been just bluffs on the Law player side?
Maybe, yeah.
Because that was a turn where if you had a guard point, you needed to use a guard
Yep,
point instead
yep,
of sacrificing
yep.
a chopper, right?
Just so that you have bodies on the board as well as like your Dawn efficient next turn. Yeah, you definitely need
Mm-hmm.
a guard point there, so that's probably a bluff.
Which gives the ace player a little bit of information here. But we are back on Law player's side, and we have seen him push the aggression hard today. 3 cards in Ace's hand. Can he close it out here?
Yeah, I mean,
We're starting off with a
the
good
one
start.
Dawn,
7K is a
the
great
one
start.
Dawn in hand is going to be or the
Guard
one,
point.
yeah, it's going to be rough to get through that one Dawn.
He needs to put the one more card or two more cards on that attack, but can he afford two more cards
Yeah,
and make every attack the turn 9K?
I mean, do you just swing and just see if he guard points and then you like go from there to maybe like do other
You could.
things, you know? Cuz
You
like
could.
cuz
If
then
he
you're
hasn't
like, "Oh, I'm not going to get through," right?
yep, if he has a Rush Zoro in hand, that would definitely be a very viable play. And
Oh,
we swing
okay.
with the
So he's
character for
swinging with the
7K. We're
so
swinging out this turn.
He's committed
Mm-hmm.
to try and kill him this turn. Oof, and here we
And
see
we're
a guard
taking
point.
the guard point, but that's only one Dawn, and we have the rest of
So I
the rest of
mean,
our 7 Dawn to play
he
with.
has a Nami swing left, a
Mm-hmm.
Law swing, and then
Versus 2 cards in hand.
yeah, 2 cards in hand. 7k.
7K is going to connect here.
Yeah, if it's a okay.
It's how do we finish from 7? Do we attach 4 Dawn? We really can't attach 4 Dawn to Nami and make her a 6K.
The problem is the ace player. You can assume every card in his hand is a 1k counter,
Everything.
right? If they just have like 4
Mm-hmm.
events, it's just a 1k counter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, do you have the resources to push through?
Yep. Because you definitely don't have the resources to defend at this point. So this
Yeah,
is
especially if
this
you
is the last
bounce.
stand.
Yeah, especially since you swung with Law first, you know, with the character
Mm-hmm.
Law. Let's see. All right, so we're gonna see 1 for Bonnie.
Pawnee, okay.
Chopper. I think I might
Chopper.
have saw a restand Law.
Restand.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he's going to restand. And then, oh, so that's probably why he's swung. And he's swinging again. Wow. He has 3 Dons left. Yeah, I think I would just take it here. Because
Yeah, I would too.
you're swinging, what, 5k with Nami? Or your
Mm-hmm.
Makino?
Yeah, what are
7?
we doing here? What is
Yeah.
the play? Oh, yeah, there is a Makino play.
I don't know.
No matter kind of how you chop it out.
Yeah, oh, we're swinging with 5k. Oh, no.
Yeah, 2K out.
It must be. Wow.
And then we
Good
scoop
game,
right after.
guys.
You got to. That was a great game. I want to see
I
what else is
wonder.
in
I wonder if you just play Bonnie there and just you have the other 5 cost Law in hand.
he had a fat hand too. He
You
had
just
one
play safe.
Shanks.
Yeah, maybe he
Yeah.
was just like, yeah, wow, okay.
You needed some kind of Machino play there to make that attack into a
Yeah.
7K as
Yeah.
opposed. Yep.
Yeah, make it a 7K. Yeah, because the
Oof.
5K swing, 5 cards in hand, there's no way he does
Too
it at one
risky.
event.
Yep.
One event.
hmm
Yeah.
One event. Yeah,
Well, that was a good
absolutely.
game by both
That was
players.
great.
Yeah.
No, for sure. Let's go down to table 2.
Yeah.
For
Let's go
sure.
down to table 2. Let's see what's
Yeah, that was super
popping
exciting.
there.
All right, coming down to the second
Let's
table
see.
here, it's looking like we got Law versus Ace.
Oh no, it's the same thing.
Same matchup. Let's see how this matchup plays out and see if it's the same thing. Oh, is that a 6K swing from leader, or has that swing already gone through? I didn't notice his leader was sideways already. Yep, that attack must have gone through already. So we're looking at what we're attaching for Don. Oh, we're tapping a big number for.
Oh wow. And here we
Let's
see a
go.
kid.
I love seeing Kid come down
Yeah,
here. That's
so that's why it was a
fantastic.
6K swing.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
Wow. Okay. This now it's back on the ace player
Yeah,
team,
he's coming back now.
and he's playing another chopper.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep, get that dot on out of here. You're not going to use that. Now we got 2 blockers chilling. We're sitting on the big ace. We've got a couple cards in hand, or the big
I mean, if you play
Eustass
Flame
kid.
Emperor, that's all I'm saying. If
Oh,
you play Flame,
oh.
if you play Flame Emperor, the game's over, right?
Yeah, we're in a
If
spicy
you play
space.
Flame
No, that's
Emperor,
so true.
yeah.
Oh, I didn't even think about
Yeah,
that. Yeah,
Flame
we're in
Emperor.
that
Yeah,
matchup.
maybe.
This is the matchup you're scared of that in. Oh man, maybe with ace and possibly being the new red leader, we might be really just out of luck for green coming back into the meta.
Yeah, because like a
Flame
lot of
Emperor is
law
scary.
players is there's still quite a bit of law players. So I mean,
Yep. No, I agree. But as long as we steer away from the Flame Emperor, if we see tap 7 here for another ace,
are we
what
gonna
is it
see
for?
if it's an ace or a Flame Emperor, that's really. Oh, it's a Flame Emperor.
The Flame Emperor comes down and does work.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, that's crazy. He does still have 2 blockers, but if we tap 3 and crack a blocker, if we play a Fire Fist here, that's just GG. No, but we're attacking with 5. So we can get around. Yeah, we have enough big attackers. We can get through the 2 blockers with 2 cards in hand. It's not a big deal because we'll swing 5 there, swing 5 with leader, swing 6, and then 2 7s to finish the game out. Yep, so we see a block here. I think he's trying to bait the 6K into the law here. Make a law a double blocker for the turn. Swinging at life will block out.
I think we see a block here. Wow. The Flame Emperor making ace 8K as well.
Nutty.
Yeah.
Absolutely nutty.
I mean,
The spice. The absolute
Flame
spice.
Emperor.
Is that 2K, 1K, and 2 blockers?
The Flame Emperor coming in clutch at the last second. Just wow.
All you needed was 1. All you needed was 1 too.
Yep. And just at that moment too, or else it would have been hard to kill. Wow.
He would have been a little cooked.
Yeah. It was a good game.
All right. Ooh. It looks like we got a good game going down at table 8 if you want to drop all the way down there.
Let's go check out the last few tables before
do it.
Oh, yep. Here we see the Magellan play. I love to see it.
I love seeing Magellan play here.
Yeah.
Looking at the game state, it looks like Magellan looks like he's out of life again. We're in the same space, and then Zoro on 3 life right now too. But we're on swing turn for Magellan. Get some bodies off the board.
I think the Magellan player is out of life though. If I'm looking at this correctly.
It's looking like a 0 life situation.
Hand size.
As long as that Magellan can swing as well, we'll get that second Dodon off the board. And then maybe we just see like more queen come down after that. $9K swing.
Probably at Marco, I assume. Because I think he might be on the no event list.
Oh, very true. Yeah, if there's no events in Marco, swinging 9 is really, really smart. if there are events in there. I don't like the 9K because it's just an extra 2 Dawn for him just to discard one card and still save it. So we'll see. He probably has information from the game state earlier that we don't have on whether he has events in hand.
Oh,
Oh, and we
and
save
he's
it.
just blocking.
Two 2Ks.
Yep. That's a definitely 9K at Marco because he only blocked 4K, right?
Mm-hmm. You're totally right.
And I
Here we
think
see
he
the
has
blockers
like
come
a
down.
Hell's Judgment in hand.
2 Hell's Judgments in hand.
Okay.
Ooh, 2 Hell's Judgment in hand is actually fire here. It really cleans that board up efficiently.
Mm-hmm. And 2 blockers. Not bad.
Very true. So we're going to see this classic Zoro play 1 on leader just to start the turn out, just to start your thinking going.
He's even got the fancy Don. Is that Luffy?
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Yeah.
Funny thing, I want to collect those, but I haven't picked any up yet.
Yeah, I managed
It's going to be difficult.
I managed to collect all of them, but it cost me a pretty penny. So
Hey, it's worth it. It's so much fun collecting things in card
Yeah.
games, though, especially just little sets.
for
So we
sure,
see
for
some
sure.
Dawn get divided out here. Den just jumped in here, so we must be closing in on time for the round here.
Yep.
Yeah, looks like it's just called right now. Even though Zoro's up in game state, this is not the end of the game. He's holding 2 Hell's Judgment in hand, so
Oh, here we see
Vista?
a Vista for the blocker. Wow.
it's nice. Definitely nice.
Then I think we
Let me
see a
see.
9K swing.
Yep. 9K is great here because um we see the Hell's Judgment plus a card in hand, right? Unless we just see both Hell's Judgments come out and neg something all the way out.
Mm-hmm.
Could make 0-0. If he were to block with Queen and then just activate doubles Hell's Judgment to neg down the Zoro, one of the 1-drops, and then the other one to hit the other 2 1-drops, Zoro would
Yeah,
only have a 5K swing for turn
yeah,
after that.
that's
Or
actually not
6K.
bad. Yeah. But I mean, if you have a
Oh,
Zoro
wait, but that's enough.
if you have a Zoro rush, then don't you just win? Unless you have a 2K
Mhm.
counter, right?
True.
So like, I don't think you can block here.
No, that's actually very, very
Oh,
true.
he's just gonna double Hell's Judgment here and just save the block. Which is understandable.
Mm-hmm. Man, yeah, how do you defend against this properly? It's so difficult, especially because that first blocker got popped right away.
Yep.
That was a really important card to be able to use on the turn.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think the Magellan player will live this turn, but I feel like he's still in a
I
bad
think so too.
position with the amount of cards our Zoro player has in hand. I think he
True.
has like 2 or 3 and then 3 life, which is really hard to get through.
Mm-hmm. Because you can see a space where you can get through the first 2 life, right? But it's looking at those final 2 or final life, yeah.
Is there something he didn't minus 3K? Oh,
Yeah,
probably.
possibly.
Yeah, that has to be right. He minus 3K on the other 2 bodies.
On every.
Yeah, on that.
Oh, he must have made 0-0.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So this is a 6K swing here. Is he gonna block and counter out, or is he just gonna lose his blocker? Ah, he's just gonna
Lose
lose
the
his
blocker.
blocker. Unfortunate.
Super.
I mean,
That really just kind of seals the game here too, because he did get that Vista on the board, so now he just has more
Yeah.
attackers going into his next turn.
he is. Yeah,
But
I
it's not
think
over.
I mean,
It's kind of over.
if you can queen and play a Uta blocker, or what is it? Yeah, Uta blocker.
That'd be nice.
I think you
Queen
might.
into Uta blocker
Yeah, I
with 2
think you
Don
might
standing.
live. No, it'd be 9
Oh wait,
Don.
no.
It's 9
Yeah, that's
Don.
9 Don. Nope.
Okay, so we're gonna see a Rhino discard, maybe get a Hell's Judgment. See. Seeing a domino and
Kaido come down.
Kaido coming down.
Why not?
Why
Yeah, it's the
not?
last turn.
Let's try and end it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would you
Marco comes off the board
hope?
here.
I mean, hopefully his hand's dead, right? Because if you can
Yeah.
get two, no, I mean, nah, it's over since you only have three swings, right? Yeah,
No
unfortunate.
blocker, no events, no
Yeah,
nothing.
but
Yeah, you
hey,
just kind of go out in
you just
style here.
go, yeah, you go out with the boss man,
Oh,
the
one of
big
those is that
boss,
life.
and he's just gonna take it. He's just gonna take it. Why not, right? He's just
Facts.
going out with style. And we're
Next turn
just
we're gonna
gonna
see a
see the
15K from
Zoro.
leader.
Yeah, we're just gonna see the Zoro player take it here because he has a domino.
I think
GG's,
that's gonna be him
guys. Well
scooping it
played.
up.
All right, do we have any last minute games or was that the? I think that's it. Wow.
That should have
Okay.
been it in time. Yeah,
Wow.
that's
Okay.
the
Well,
sign of the tournament.
hey. Well, I would like to say thanks, Jamae, for coming on the stream and hosting Minnesota Locals with me.
Yeah, of course it
And
was super fun. That was a blast.
yeah, I definitely had fun. And also, thanks everyone else for coming out to watch and play. I will also be continuing this tournament next Monday for all the locals people here, and I will have more raffle prizes. Probably
Perfect.
I'm thinking probably a 3 cost blocker Doflamingo and a 7 cost Soga King altar. So stick around for
Oh,
that and
that's
definitely
sick.
enter the raffle. Yep. Yeah, and yep. Just want to help out the community, and I really enjoy doing this with everyone, as well as I appreciate everyone coming out. So
No, for
thanks
sure.
again,
One thing
everyone.
from me too.
Yep,
Oh,
go
sorry,
ahead.
just before we
Go
end,
ahead. Yeah.
the stream upload will be uploaded on the YouTube channel for Opus Gaming as well. So we'll
Yep,
have a VOD for this for anybody.
for
It'll be all
sure.
edited down for all the breaks that we took, and it'll just be all gameplay. So
Yeah. And next week we will be sponsored by Tabletop Tournaments. This week we were sponsored by
hey,
Viral Cart Games. Appreciate them.
nice.
Always check them out. VCG, best store. And thanks,
Absolutely. Shout
guys.
out to VCG. Shout out to tabletop tournaments.
Yep. All right. Thanks, everyone. Take care. Thanks for watching.
Take care, guys.